Okay, we all know that Cecil, when he goes on camera, he goes live, he doesn't plan anything, it just comes straight off the cuff. This was actually quite disturbing, because he's in his car and he's going to be talking about a situation, one of his many situations in the car, and in the passenger seat you will see his daughter's in there. Now, he did do a live stream saying, oh, you know, I curse in front of my daughter because my daughter curses more than me. This isn't... He fails to understand that it's not only the language, but the actual topic that he's talking about, which is the problem here.
What's up, High Street? You have a steering wheel view. You're literally sitting on my steering wheel.
I don't care, just get on with it.
So yeah, you have a steering wheel view. Whee! Go to the right, go to the left, go to the right. Yeah, I'm childish. But what I want to say is, stop saying that.
Stop saying that doesn't make any sense, but it possibly will make some sort of sense as we get on with this little video.
Stop. Because people who know better know better. Stop saying I fucked kids.
In Cecil's defensive videos, he says this a lot. What makes it different this time is, you're not going to believe this, his daughter is in the passenger seat, who just turned 13. No parent should be talking about this in front of their daughter. It's not her battle. It's Cecil's. You know? You don't bring kids into this. You don't bring your own kids into your own problems and that. You protect them from it. But I don't think Cecil cares.
Stop saying that. It's not true. There was no intercourse. Stop saying it. There was no anal. There was no oral. There was no touching. There was nothing. I already admitted on that video that I lied on that video.
Oh, we're going full circle again. You know this video, this confession video? First of all, it was edited. He sleep humps. He lied on the video. And a bunch of other things. And now we're going back to he lied on 90% of the video. This is getting fucking old. Who in their right mind would lie and say that they done things to an 8 and a 10-year-old or do things to kids? Who would lie and make that up? It doesn't make any sense. Any normal thinking human being would see that there's a problem there. And if you think his daughter is not in the passenger seat, you're going to be completely wrong, because he's going to show it in the video. And he's saying this in front of his daughter. And he thinks it's fine, because anything Cecil does is fine. Do you know? This is getting... This rabbit hole is getting too much. This guy's... I don't know how he'd even describe this guy. It's insane. He's just full of surprises, and it's not of the Christmas present surprise type of thing. It's really bad surprises. For God's sake, this is bad.
That everything that you guys are deeming evidence was something that I made up.
this tactic, there's a bit of thinking behind this one. If Cecil claims that the video was made, or that he made up everything that he said on the video, or most of the things he said in the video, he feels he's got less pressure to prove that the video was edited. He says he's proved many times that the video was edited. He hasn't done that. He just keeps saying it. It doesn't make, it's not, it's... He can't prove that the video is or isn't edited. He can't prove that it's tampered with. I could, and I didn't take other people's word for it. I done my research myself. The video was, the audio, you couldn't get more smooth audio. So, but now that he's saying it's edited, that he lied about it, doesn't get him off the hook. Because he lied about really, really messed up stuff, which doesn't make him look any better. It makes him look worse, actually. So. Somebody has a number of different excuses for the same incident, and they contradict each other. They are a liar. And people can see that. Most people can see that.
And there are some edited parts of that video. That's a fact. But I'm not going to argue with you people about it.
I don't want to speak to this guy directly. But if you're in this kind of situation and you can prove that there's edited parts in it, I wish he would show us. But he hasn't done that. He never has done that. This is going on for 7 years. I just don't... It isn't edited. We're going around in circles here. You know? I just... Oh! Frustration. He says he's not going to argue with us with that. But he has been. He has been for 7 years. Do you know? But you know, Cecil has proved himself over and over again to be a complete and utter serial liar. We all know this.
I'm not. Because you guys think people are dumb.
No, he thinks we're all dumb. He thinks we're all dumber than he is. And that's where the problem is here.
You guys literally think people believe that that video can't be altered.
Cecil calls himself a paranormal researcher. A paranormal researcher will be using audio software on a regular basis. But I don't think Cecil understands the data in the audio software, which shows that there is no cuts in the audio, Cecil.
I'm not saying you did what Zach. I'm not saying that you did what what's his name did. Scooter Bagans. Scooter Bagans, he took some video clips and he just used the audio and put them on his own video. And he took parts of me talking out of my haters' videos and he cropped it all together to make it sound like I was saying something nasty. Now, what they did to the confession video was different. First of all, it's not a confession. Y'all are the ones that titled it that.
Well, no matter what way he puts it, it is a confession video. Even if he's originally titled it testimony or whatever, he confessed to doing things to children in that video. So, oh God, he argues over the smallest of things. He nitpicks around the main issue and avoids the main issue altogether.
I really feel like I'm repeating myself, big time.
This is the first indication that his daughter was in the car while he is arguing his case here, which she should not be involved in. Let's play that again.
I really feel like I'm repeating myself, big time. And second, hold on, let me focus, I got my kid with me.
there you have it. He says he's got his kid with him. And he's in the car arguing his case, and because of the matter and the seriousness of this, it's not a thing to be discussing in front of your child. You know? I wouldn't call him Father of the Year with this. This is. And he did get backlash for this, and he argued his case. Of course, he's always right, you know. He done a 43-minute stream about this. I think he's got backlash over it. But this is getting. This is. I can't even. This guy is always right. In his head, he's always right. This is not right. A normal human being would keep their adult drama situations away from their kid. You know? And what parent would... Cecil's in this situation where he's doing these rants online, trying to defend himself, and he's doing a really, really bad job about it. It's turning into a massive snowball. It's got a snowball effect to it. It's getting worse. A lot of the stuff that he says online is really messed up. Him insulting people, calling people vile names and stuff like that. You can be sure that there's kids in his daughter's class that see these videos, or parents that see these videos. Do you know? I mean, like, this is going to, this is going to have a negative effect on the daughter in school. Do you know? I don't know if she's getting bullied for this, but this is grounds for people to bully and say, oh, this is a messed up family kind of thing. But then again, Cecil doesn't think about anybody, only himself. He doesn't see the bigger picture here, like. Do you know? This is sad.
Fucking sun's in my face, man. They actually chopped the video and the audio together on the so-called confession video.
No, that's completely untrue. And an extremely hard job to get it right. I don't know anybody that would dedicate so much time to this video to make this guy look guilty when he's not. Everything that was said came out of his mouth. There was no cuts. There was no cuts in the audio. There was no cuts in the video. He says these things over and over again. I'm not going to keep elaborating on it, because it's like preaching to the choir here. We all know. I even knew before I even went through the audio analyzing software, where I got a visual, a visualization of the audio. I knew before I even done that, it doesn't take Columbo to figure this one out, like. But Cecil has a history of being a compulsive liar, and he just can't help himself.
I guess it makes you guys feel like that you're good people by sitting there trying to paint a bad picture of somebody.
Why would we dedicate so much time to what Cecil says and does if it was all lies? If Cecil was such an innocent person, why would people dedicate so much time to try to make him look guilty? It doesn't make any sense. And over again, he has come up with different excuses for this confession video, which don't make any sense, because there's so many different excuses that some of those excuses actually contradict previous excuses. If the video was genuine, you would not have to lie. You could easily prove that everything was true. It would be easy to prove that there was cuts in the audio. Then we can all get on with our lives or whatever. But there has been so many different excuses. You know, and it just keeps going on and on and on. You know, he I don't know why he won't just put his hand up and say, listen, I had a rough childhood, I done things that I'm not proud of, and, you know, I'm deeply regretful for what's happened. You know, I'm trying to turn my life around and be a better person. But Cecil does the opposite in insulting people, calling women all sorts of names online, and making himself out to be worse than he actually previously thought. He's just making things worse for himself. You know, if he just sat down and says, listen folks, when I was growing up, things were not good, which is true. People can move on from situations that have been in, wrongs that they've done. It's you know, yes, you're going to get some people that will still call you names and stuff, but I can put my hand up and say, I'll just leave you alone, you know? If you turned around and be honest and try to make some changes in your life and stuff, you know? I just delete all these videos, you know? Why would I keep them up if the person wanted to change their life? You know, I wouldn't do that. I would delete all the videos. But here we are, more excuses. But this is all happening in front of his daughter. Do you know? His daughter shouldn't even know about any of this. To protect her. Because the situation is that serious. You know, she shouldn't know about any of this. Yet she's stuck in the middle of it. She's sitting in the passenger seat, has to listen to it. She's trying not to listen to it by turning on the radio. She doesn't want to hear it. And you can clearly see this in this video.
Just because I was talking about promiscuousness as a little boy, in which girls were involved, you guys want to make something sensitive and disgusting out of it. That's what trolls do. See, people make excuses to troll people. If you can say somebody's a cholo, then you think that people think that that's a good enough excuse to mess with people. I mean, come on.
He has loads of opportunities to come online and have this argument with his viewers. But he chooses to do this in the car with his daughter sitting beside him. This is why, the reason for that is because when Cecil gets something in his head, he has to speak it out online. And we see this very often with people like Cyrix or Chris Chan and all these other, you know, these other people that become famous for the things that they've done and said. Cecil is one of those, you know, and he can't just keep it in his head. He has to talk about it. And he does this with his daughter in this passenger seat of the car. And, you know, this infuriates me. His daughter should know about this. You know? That's why people are concerned for his daughter. You know, and I'm sure there's been many a times that he's been walking around the house cursing and swearing at people online, and his daughter is in the next room and can hear all this and has to put up with all of this crap. It's fucking sad.
Why would you lie about doing inappropriate things with the child? See, y'all don't even know what part of the video I even lied in. And second, I was talking as a child. You people are delusional to think that a child can be a child molester, bro.
That actually was a very good question, which an avoidance answer. Cecil likes to do avoidance answers, where he doesn't actually answer the question. He's a bit like politicians. And here's where the classic problem is. Cecil was 15, 16, 17. He was responsible for babysitting kids. And the oldest of them kids was 10. Even if you're 15, doing things to a 10-year-old is still not right. Doesn't matter if Cecil is 15 and underage, so his argument is, oh, we were both underage and we were both doing sexual shit. A 15-year-old doing things to a 10-year-old is still extremely wrong. The 10-year-old cannot consent to this kind of behaviour. As well as that, he was in a responsibility role of babysitting these kids, which means he should have been protecting them, and he was not doing that. He was doing these things. That is wrong. And I you know, people have said it over and over again, and I'm sure Cecil has heard it a number of times. No matter what way you spin it, it is still extremely wrong. It doesn't matter what the law says. Do you know, about being underage does not mean that you can go and start doing things to younger children like that. A 10-year-old. I don't know any 10-year-old that would be coming on to people like Cecil claims. It just, to me, it doesn't happen. Do you know? But, you know, Cecil, he takes up these arguments in his head, and it's usually the same old crap. And at this stage, more and more people are knowing about Cecil, and you know, big YouTube creators, do you know? And his ideas, oh, these people are just looking for subs and views and stuff, and making clout off his name and stuff. That's not the case. I want to be doing some other shit than talking about this guy. You know? And you know, and then this thing about, you know, oh, you've only got 40 subs or 50 subs, you know, what damage are you going to do? Or you know, you're just a clout chaser trying to get subs for your channel and stuff like that. I've got close on 50 subs right now. And yesterday I had about 48, 47 subs or whatever. In the last 29 days, over 1,000 people saw my content. And that's a small, shitty little channel like mine. 1,000 people. You put 1,000 people in a room, that's a lot of people. You know, you may not see it physically online and stuff, but 1,000 people is 1,000 people. And when you think about it, in recent times, bigger creators have come onto this subject, and it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But Cecil continues on the same path and the same argument and the same insults, and he just exposes his behaviour even more and more and more by just insulting these people and not having an argument. When you resort to insulting people, you do not have an argument. I've seen it umpteen times. When you have nothing to bring to the table, people very often resort to insulting, thinking that they will get out of it. It doesn't work. And it thinks it hurts people. It does hurt people. It hurts people, that are in vulnerable situations and that. And this is why Cecil is a horrible person. I remember the first time this guy insulted me, and I was offline I was behind the camera for about 6 months. It did affect me, but this time around, I've grown a thicker skin, let's say. And when Cecil started verbally abusing me again and insulting my appearance and all that kind of stuff, that didn't hurt me. It more hurt Cecil because it just exposed him for who he is, and as well as that, it just drove home to me that Cecil does not have an argument for any of this, yet he thinks he has. He's delusional. That's what he is.
Y'all are in denial, dude. But y'all are gonna make me about your content every day, though, right? I think people need to look more into the people that are talking about me and do some investigation on the people that are talking about me and find out more about those people.
This is another deflection tactic that Cecil likes to use, where he wants to get attention on other people rather than himself, yet it's kind of weird because he still wants the attention himself, but he wants the positive attention on that. He's a strange character, I have to say, but he does this deflection thing a lot, where he will attack the accuser, and he will attack the victim. He's done that a number of times, and people would crack a joke where to say this guy would throw his own mother under the bus. Well, this guy has. He's throwing his mother under the bus. He's throwing his sister under the bus. He's throwing his brother under the bus. His father under the bus. His best friend under the bus. He's throwing everybody under the bus around him, because he knows better than them all. And sometimes he's in a panic mode where he's so big into defending himself, he doesn't care who he exposes. He's exposed personal details on family members and stuff, which he shouldn't do. But he's doing that to protect himself. But he's all the time deflecting. These other people are bad. Why are you going? Why are you coming after me? Oh, there's other people that are, cheese pizzas out there. Why are you coming after me? It's deflection all the time. This is one of the many conversations that Cecil has had with his daughter present. His daughter is present and hears all of this. His daughter shouldn't know anything about this. His daughter should be kept out of this. He recently brought his daughter and her best friend onto a video to defend him. His daughter should not be involved in this. This is completely and utterly messed up. And this is, and then he, is angry about Child Protective Services being called to his house. If Child Protective Services have been called to your house, wouldn't you think the cause of this is Cecil's YouTube channel? Wouldn't you think Cecil would withdraw from going down this route? But he continues to do that, and I just don't understand that, because somebody with a logical brain would say, right, the whole problem is my activity on YouTube. I need to stop doing what I'm doing. But Cecil is continuing to do that. And I'm sure Child Protective Services knows about Cecil's channel. And, that still doesn't stop him talking about these things in front of his child. Another thing that was kind of annoying with that video is he's got his child in the passenger seat, and he's focusing a lot on the camera. He's focusing a lot on talking on the live stream. He's being distracted while he's driving. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, it was a couple of years ago actually, where a paranormal investigator here in the UK got done for driving with undue care, because somebody reported him for being on a live stream and driving and reading chats and stuff like that while he's driving the car. This is kind of, it's even worse when you have a child in the car with you, or a passenger of any kind, because you're actually responsible for them. But we're going to go into his response, which turns out to be not a response, because it never is. He titles a video, as a response to a previous video or whatever, and he goes off on a tangent. But as usual, he comes up with weird stuff and weird excuses and all that kind of stuff. So let's get into it, folks.
There's a reason why I did the cringy karaoke songs. I knew my haters would use them to try to get people to hate on me. I promoted and said, "C Love ruined and ratcheted a Usher song. Duh. Let them come over here and watch the whole video." That's that misleading shit I'm talking about.
The karaoke was weeks ago. Why are we talking about this? I think you're trying to mislead people. I think you're bringing this up as a distraction. Nobody gives a fuck. I mean, like, personally myself, I think you're very brave for, giving them songs a try. You might have sounded like a strangled cat in some of them, but well done for trying. But why are we talking about this?
You see, because I clearly said in those videos that I don't claim to be able to sing. If I mess up, don't be mad at me. This is basically a test run, stuff like that. But it just shows how predictable y'all are. And I also said that it gives you guys something else to hate on me about than this bullshit.
He fails to realize that he's a compulsive liar that lies to his viewers. He lies to his critics, and his critics don't like him because he's a compulsive liar, amongst other things. How do you think this was going to go? But honestly, I don't know why he's bringing this up.
And very predictable. You know what? Someone said something about Right Night last night that was very, 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 very point given. Saying Right Night, nobody likes him. No, he thinks he's better than everybody, and he's a fucking shithead. You know what I mean? It wasn't a confession video. I already admitted that I lied in it.
Yeah, we're going back to I lied on the video. I lied on the video. The video was edited. And even if I did do something, I have a sleep disorder and I would not be responsible if I did do something. He's really trying to cover his ass here, which really is very telling.
You gotta understand, I've always been hated on ever since my existence on YouTube. Even before anybody knew anything about me, they were hating on me. And the video is altered, though, guys.
Right, this is what he means by altered. There is some copies of this video on YouTube where, when Cecil done the video, right, he done the confession part of it, but in between it all, he's been talking about his music. He was talking about his music at the beginning and at the end. In some versions that are on YouTube, him talking about the music has been clipped out. That doesn't alter the rest of the video. But he is claiming that because the clips were taken out about his music, that the video is not authentic. Now, Cecil said those things on the video. Just because the bits that the music was on, where he was talking about his music, has been clipped out, that doesn't change whatever else was said on the video. But this is what he means by altered. A number of times he had said that it was chopped up then, and he was made to say things he didn't say, and I don't see it. I see very, very smooth audio. I keep saying that, and I'm sick of being called a liar.
It is altered. And if y'all heard any of the videos that I've done in the past that my troll stole from a deleted hack channel, the so-called kids are overdeveloped, blah, blah, blah bullshit. If you actually been there to see Queen Tasty, tell you, why do you think Queen Tasty's still here? She Nick Dunn wasn't here when I did a lot of those videos. He came later. That's why he's sketchy about staying here.
Hi, Queen Tasty. Fuck Master Shredder. High Street for life. Fuck them trolls. Them trolls.
Which is fine, whatever.
Sorry I had to add that, because that's a fucking classic.
But ask Queen Tasty, she'll tell you, dude. Like, there's a reason why she stayed loyal this whole time.
If Queen Tasty is of sound mind and stands behind you while you mock disabled people, you insult women, you mock vulnerable people, and your other behaviours, she needs to rot in hell just like you. There, I said it. Do you think Cecil wouldn't throw Queen Tasty under the bus to save his own ass? You'd be very, very sadly mistaken, because Cecil only thinks about himself. And he actually has thrown Queen Tasty under the bus. He has made her think that she has the rights to his content. So she can go flag other videos and stuff, because Cecil has been doing it in the past and he's been a very naughty boy. And YouTube said, no, Cecil, you can't keep doing that. So he got Queen Tasty and Michael Dunn to think that they had the power to control his critics. So when they go flagging videos, their channel will get in trouble, not Cecil's.
Queen Tasty was here when nobody else was at the very beginning, and she's here once again that nobody else is here. Queen Tasty's here. And there's a reason for that. Like, we text each other. We talk all the time, me and Queen Tasty. There's a reason for that.
So Queen Tasty likes people like you. No, I'm not into this, go after a person's supporters and stuff like that. But I just don't understand how Queen Tasty stands behind you all the time. With everything you say, all your fucking lies, and these allegations, these things that you said out of your own mouth. I cannot understand why she doesn't have questions. I just don't fucking get it. I don't know how. I can't understand how she can't see your bullshit. I just don't. I'm sorry.
She knows the real. If y'all want the truth, ask her. That woman ain't got nothing to gain or lose by defending me.
Here's another thing. And I'm going to try and say this without getting fucking angry here. Queen Tasty stood by Cecil while Cecil insulted Order of Magnitude's wife in the way that he did. Queen Tasty stood beside Cecil while he made those allegations on that family. That is unforgivable in my book. So fuck both of you. Both of you go to fucking hell.
She knows, LaTanya knows. LaTanya just don't be on here because LaTanya's got a lot of stuff going on, and she's my queen too, man. Like, LaTanya used to be here all the time, but I don't blame her for not being here. It ain't got nothing to do with me. It's just she's so much hates negative energy. So, and she doesn't respect these trolls, so that's why she stays away, because they even troll her dead relatives, and that's sick. This goes to show the kind of people I'm dealing with.
Listen, when Cecil spreads his propaganda, he creates an organization around him. That's the way it happens on YouTube. And when you have people that support this propaganda, you start to question them too. That's just the way it is. And you have somebody that's been with you from day one, doesn't question anything you do, and sticks by you, you start to get a real good picture of what they are like too. Because anybody would support your activities, I don't want in my life, for sure. People, it's people that support bad people. That's what it is. Now, if these people have mental health issues, I'm sorry in that. But somebody needs to have a good talk with you. They really do.
But they will tell you, like even LaTanya said, dude, if you watch that video in its entirety on my haters channel, you will see that there are anomalies. I just woke up. There are anomalies in the video, guys.
Shut the fuck up and show us then. Because we've been asking for years. Prove it then. Make some sort of a defense for yourself. Make some sort of a fucking effort. Stop talking shit.
And I've never, ever uploaded any video calling it a confession.
That video can be called any name under the sun. You would say, oh, well, that's altered. It can be called any name under the sun. The the important part here is what's in the fucking video. It's your voice saying those fucking things. Get that into your thick skull. But you know this already. You're just trying to twist your way out of things, and you're making a complete and utter balls of it. Over and over again.
Unless I was trolling trolls like you said, Jeff. Fucking... These people are negative anyway, even before they started attacking me.
Yeah, guys. Those guys were negative people before they started attacking me because they hate on Steve Huff. Listen, bitch. This has got nothing to do with Steve Huff. And for the record, you see the picture here in front of you. You see those guitar pedals there? A method Steve Huff uses. I actually am looking into that method myself in a more sort of detailed sort of way. Yes, I do have issues with Steve Huff because I'm not stupid. But you put us all into one box. Oh, this is the Steve Huff hating community. Stop talking shit.
Because the video bothered me a long time ago, 7 years ago, they continued to use the stupid video. And you knew trolls like Right Knight and other people.
Well, back up there a second. You're saying that we are using this video to piss you off because you know because we know that it pisses you off. It's got nothing to do with that. It's what's in the video, Cecil. Do you know? If that was the case, I would be putting clown noses on your face all the fucking time because I know you fucking hate that. You were really upset about that. I was actually quite upset that I upset you that much with the clown nose, but you don't seem to like having a clown nose on your face. But I didn't push on it. I'm here for the subject at hand here. Do you know? And your constant lying, that's what I'm here for. Yes, I goof on you a bit, but I have to cheer myself up somewhere in this dark rabbit hole of yours. Let's be clear of why I'm here. I'm here to stand with these people that you have mocked over the last number of years. I'm here standing with them. I'm here standing with the people that you called cheese pizzas over the years with no evidence. You don't know their names, you don't know their faces, I'm here for the people that you verbally insulted, those women you've insulted. All those people, they're here for the victims of you. And I'm here standing up against this lying. I'm here to make you take accountability for your actions, which you don't seem to be able to do. And I'm not going away. I'm not going away. In your statement, you took advantage of 2 children and you blamed them. You blamed the victims. That's why I'm not going away.
You could sit there and try to justify in your head why you're harassing me, but at the end of the day, you're a fucking Ira Stevo supporter, bro. You fell for the funk. You fell for it. If y'all actually look at my actual life, it doesn't add up to what y'all are saying to me.
No, Cecil, it adds up perfectly. It adds up absolutely perfectly because every time that you do turn your camera on to go live, You just constantly lie. You constantly lie. And you use 2 children to stand up for you in this controversy that they shouldn't even know about. Every time you open your mouth, Cecil, you expose yourself more and more and more. And I know you more than I wish I did. Because it's a very, very dark fucking place. It really is.
I'm a dad who has custody of a... By the way, my daughter turned 13 the other day. She went to Kings Island. That's all she wanted for her birthday, was to go to Kings Island. So she went the whole day. You see me with my kid. And my daughter, she's a teenager now, so she cusses a lot. My daughter never cussed before when she was young. Y'all keep talking about my daughter like she's still a toddler.
You don't need to be Sherlock Holmes to know that this is another diversion tactic here. And the thing is, Cecil isn't he's not very subtle with his diversion tactics, because you don't need to be Sherlock Holmes to figure that out. The issue here is not about the swearing and stuff. Teenagers swear. The issue is you discussing SA on front of your daughter. The other issue is the cameras in the bedroom sort of thing. I don't understand that at all. I don't understand why you would have a security camera in somebody's bedroom. When we put security cameras in homes, it's usually in the public areas like living room, sitting room, kitchen, hallways, outside the home. You don't need to put cameras in bedrooms. It's just kind of weird. And as well as that, you had already stated that she doesn't like being on camera, and you have had her on camera a number of times. And even recently had her and her friend on camera standing up for you with the allegations that you're involved in, which she shouldn't be involved in. She shouldn't even know about any of these things. I know she's not a toddler, but a 13-year-old shouldn't be involved in any of this. It's not her battle. She's going to have enough battles of her own being a teenager. She doesn't need yours. It just goes to show that you can't fight your own battles. You have to bring your kid into it. It's not right. It's not right. And the fact that you're making these videos on YouTube, you know, kids at school are going to find these videos at some point, and it's all going to go negatively against the daughter. She's going to get bullied. You know, some kids are fucking assholes, like. Parents are going to see these videos. Do you know, they're going to say, oh, you know, her father, he's a bit of a nutcase. You should see him on YouTube. It's not right. It's not a good start for a kid. It really isn't. And it's up, you know, it's your responsibility to sort all this shit out. So there isn't this turbulence. Do you know? CPS has already been to your house twice. And it's nothing to do about, you know, not having food in the house and all of this. It's the psychological stuff, Cecil. It's these doing these streams and your daughter is in the room next door listening to you talking about SA and verbally abusing other people and stuff like that. It's not a good example for your daughter. You know. And then you come on camera, oh look, I took my daughter to get pizza and stuff like that. Well done you. But it doesn't dismiss these other things. Do you know? This is what you should be thinking about. It's not about you. Do you know? This is about your daughter and stuff. It's about what she's exposed to. Like, how long is it going to go on for, like?
But there is anomalies in that video, y'all. I made the video. I would know if it's edited or not. Why is it I'm not protesting against a bunch of different other videos? But thanks to Mr. Um, what's his name, Bennings or whatever the fuck his name is. That's how important they are to me. I keep forgetting her name. He proved how you can fucking edit people's audio, and it's not the audio that's the only thing altered on that confession video. As they call it, it's the whole thing. When they edited the audio on that video, they also edited the video at the same time.
That was a quick change of subject, so we're back to this fucking video again. And now the video is edited along with the fucking audio. Cecil, do you know that the software that can take a sort of, it's as good as a fingerprint of audio. The visualization of audio, do you know about that, Cecil? That will show if there's cuts in your video, Cecil. There's not. I can only say, to my knowledge, that there is no cuts in that video. But I didn't really need to go through audio editing software to figure that one out. The audio is as smooth as a baby's bottom. And this thing about the video being edited as well, who the fuck is going to go to all of this trouble to edit a video so well that it comes out as smooth as a baby's bottom? Nobody is going to go to that length of trouble to hang you for something that you didn't do. We're here to make you take accountability for the things you have said. You said those things in that video. You keep saying it's edited, but you are basically talking to very few people. Most other people know that that video is not edited in any way. In fact, that audio on that video is some of the smoothest pieces of audio that I have analysed. If you chop up a piece of audio and start putting in words to make them sound different, you would have to take the background audio and alter that as well. The background audio, which was a dog in the background, and the dog managed to bark when you said them crucial things. There was background audio. There's many layers to audio. You mean to tell me that they took the vocal layer and altered that, and then replaced the background audio to make it look like it was a complete clear piece of audio? Who's going to go through that trouble, Cecil? You can't just chop up audio and not leave traces, like. Look, I don't understand Cecil puts out this garbage, hoping that somebody will actually listen to him. But I don't think he even understands these audio editing softwares, what it looks into, the layers and all the rest of it. All I took was 2 flipping layers. You know, I have an audio engineering friend, and she says that with audio, there's loads and loads of layers. It's like an onion in that. I only took the 2 main layers. None of those layers were altered in any way. None of them. Here's another thing. Recently, I was given a piece of audio that sounded like you said really, really damning things. And that piece of audio was sort of made public, and most of the people that were on that live stream said that the piece of audio that they were listening to, there was a lot of red flags in the line of AI, which I still have to get to grasp with. But 7 years ago, when you made that original video, AI didn't exist. It was simply, people would cut pieces of audio and put them together. But that always leaves a trace. This, on the other hand, the voice sounded differently. The ends of the words cut off too sharply. There was this repeated words, underage, and it looked like that was copied and pasted and stuff like that. These people wasn't going to hang you for something that you didn't say. And the majority of those people said that this new piece of audio that I have a copy of, there's something seriously wrong there. So it's not morally right to accuse you of saying something that you haven't said. But in this original video from 7 years ago, you did say what you said. And you just keep lying about it. The evidence is in front of everybody's face and everybody can see it. You probably can see it, but you just want to cover it up. But it's not a massive witch hunt here. There was audio recently put out, and to me it wasn't genuine. To a lot of people it wasn't genuine. So we're not going to take that seriously. We're not going to hang you for something that you didn't do, but we're going to come after you and make you take accountability for the things that you have said and done. It's simple as. Here's another thing, Cecil. You used to be called High Street Paranormal. That's damning in itself, because you're claiming that a video was edited and you're in the paranormal community. Now, there's loads of people in the paranormal community that are real researchers, Cecil, and even those that are not researchers that analyze EVPs. They don't just listen to it on a recorder. Oh, guys, it said this, it said that. A lot of ghost hunters do that, but a lot of people will take that audio and put it into their computer and analyze it and try to clean it up to find out what it actually said. People actually do use software, Cecil. So you've been in the paranormal genre, and you telling us that this video 7 years ago was edited. Cecil, wake up and smell the coffee, for fuck's sake.
So of course my mouth lines up with what it looks like that I'm saying. Because the fucking, when they chopped the audio, they were chopping the fucking footage at the same time.
Right, we all know he's talking shit. But he's trying to make out, right, that in one sitting, in one live stream, every single word came up to make him say something that he didn't say. And people can't cut video clips from other videos, obviously, because he's sitting in this room and he's talking in that. Cecil, you mean to tell me that every single word that was made to make you say those things was in that live stream, and it was all chopped up to say something else? Who's going to go through that fucking bother, Cecil? What would... I fail to see the motive here. Why would somebody do this on purpose to hang you for something you didn't say? I just don't fucking get it, Cecil. There's no chops in the audio. I didn't analyze the video. I watched the video. It doesn't seem to be cut in any fucking way. But I specialize in the audio side of things. There's no cuts. There's no jumps in frequencies. There's no gaps. There's nothing. Everything is smooth. Every word ended smoothly. Everything was smooth. The background stayed intact. The background audio stayed intact. And that was the damning thing. Oh, God. When will it end, folks? When will it fucking end? Hold on a second. Right, I've done 3 tests. I've done 3 different tests. I've done the standard waveform. I've done the spectrogram, which is extremely damning. Spectrogram is basically a visualization of audio. It turns audio into a picture form. The waves into a picture form. And then I've done this fingerprinting voice thing, where I took a sample of your a recent live stream, and I compared it to the original video from 7 years ago, and there was commonalities all over the fucking place. But I seem to remember me putting those videos out, and I give you an opportunity to debunk my evidence. I give you an opportunity to tell us where these edits took place. Do you know what your reply was and your defense was? To call me a fat sloppy B word. That's when I knew you had absolutely nothing. You could have defended yourself, you could have stood up for yourself, and you could have went through the video and you could have said, this is where it was cut. And we could have went over and back, but you have me blocked anyway, so it doesn't make any fucking difference. But Cecil, you could have defended yourself, but you didn't. You took an opportunity to call me fucking names. That's when I knew you had absolutely nothing to put on the table to defend yourself, Cecil. And you're still to this day saying, oh, the video is edited. Video's edited. Cecil, prove the video was edited to everybody here, or just shut your fucking mouth, because no one's listening to you right now. You're just talking absolutely shite. I'm sorry, my words are getting mixed up. I'm frustrated. He keeps going around in circles. I'm getting bored of this. Cecil, make some sort of a defense for yourself. A proper defense for yourself, and we can talk about it. But stop fucking just putting out fucking lies, because nobody is falling for your bullshit.
I've seen 3 different versions of that bullshit video.
No, you haven't. What you've seen is a number of videos where certain parts have been clipped out because it's not relevant to the subject at hand, i.e., your music career. That's the pieces that were edited out of some of the copies of that video. I actually didn't take one copy of the video. I went through a number of copies of that video, and the dog in the background was barking in each and every one of them. And it did not... The words that came out of your mouth were exactly the same in all the copies that I've tested, Cecil. And the dog was barking at that crucial point when you said those things. And it's in all the copies of that video, no matter if the music part of it was clipped out of it or not. That doesn't mean that the evidence is tampered with. We have the full copy of the video. You talking about your music in the middle of it as well. The whole thing, and that's the copy of the video that I actually done most of my work on. You know, my first test was on a different copy and that, but it was a copy of the full version of the video. There is other copies of the video out there with you talking about your music career clipped out of it because it's not relevant to the evidence. It's got nothing to do with it. But I thought, Cecil's going to be whinging, so I'm just going to have to play through all this stuff about the music career. But that, to me, was data in itself because it gave me an opportunity to log that data of your voice print in the audio-visual software. It doesn't make any difference. You said what you said. Just because these other things were clipped out of some versions of the video doesn't alter the evidence. The evidence is there. You know, you're fighting this battle about, oh no, they cut up the video and stuff. That's not the full version of the video. And saying, oh, it took me out of context. Show us. Show us, because you haven't showed us. You just keep saying things without any defense at all. I'm sick fucking saying this. Everybody's sick fucking saying this. Show us some scientific proof that the fucking video was edited. Or just shut up about it, because it's getting old. It's 7 years old at this point. Stop, Cecil, for fuck's sake. Right, there is audio engineers in ITC and in the paranormal community. And I hope someday, at some point, somebody in that field of work will actually join us and do their tests, because, you know, that would be even more validation. Now, if, you know, some of the data that I have logged, I have to admit, are out of my field of expertise, if you want to call it that. But the reason why I went down this route was Cecil kept talking about paranormal research, and then I thought to myself, Cecil's not a paranormal researcher. And then I says to myself, am I a paranormal researcher? And I'm thinking, no, not really. I do things that other people have already done. Yes, I do research what other people have done. But would I call myself a paranormal researcher? And I was thinking to myself, practitioner would be more appropriate sort of thing. But the very fact that he came up with this paranormal research, I thought, why don't I use some of the tools from paranormal research and try to get to the bottom of this? Now, if I put this stuff through the audio editing software and I seen some gaps or seen some cuts and stuff, I would have put my hand up and said, listen folks, here's the truth of the matter. The video was edited. And we would have all said sorry, and we would have moved on to the other things that you said and done. You see, Cecil, it's not just the one thing, it's a number of things. There was a similar incident to this original video when you were 20. There's 2 fucking incidents, and then there's these other shit that you're talking about. You got yourself in a tangled mess. You can't. There's not just one thing. There's a number of things, and they all gel together to paint a very, very alarming picture here. So if there is an audio engineer out there and would like to put their name to their evidence, because I could get an audio engineer, but I just don't want to get them legally involved here. Do you know? But yeah, you know, an audio engineer, somebody very, very good in the EVP and paranormal field that analyzes audio, that can do their own tests, independent from fucking mine, and we can get some way to the bottom of this. Because, but then again, it doesn't make any fucking difference. We already know the fucking truth. But Cecil, even with the evidence in front of him, will just say, the video was edited, you guys are fucking, you guys are dumb. It doesn't make any fucking difference. We know the truth. We know the truth. I stand behind my tests, as primitive as they are. I stand behind them. In my opinion, the video is not edited. I actually knew that before I fucking put it through the software, Cecil, because it's smooth. The whole audio is really smooth. You've got a limited voice tone print. It wasn't all over the place. It wasn't sharp frequencies popping up here and there. It was, you have a monotone voice, and it stayed within that perimeter the whole way through the video. Do you know? Oh, fucking hell. This is getting old, boys.
You know, and the reason why I get less and less angry, I don't get, see, all they did when I got angry about them saying what they said within these 7 years of them saying it with this stupid bullshit fake confession video, all they did was just use my self-defense videos and try to call those confessions too. So these people have shown you over and over and over again they will mislead what I'm saying with my own videos.
Listen. Over the last 7 years, you've been constantly going online trying to make some sort of a defense for yourself and making a complete and utter balls of it, and then coming out with personal stuff about your life or personal things about your family, and exposing more and more stuff where a lawyer would say, Cecil, shut your mouth, stay quiet, don't talk about it, and we will deal with this in the proper manner. But no, Cecil, you have to come on live stream every day and spout out more and more stuff, which paints a very, very disturbing picture at times, I have to say. Some of it's funny, but some of it's really fucked up. Cecil, the more you talk, the more stuff you put out there about yourself. And this is the thing, Cecil, you can't help but going live and getting angry and spouting out stuff about yourself. A couple of weeks ago you tried to leave, and then you blame us for you not being able to leave. Anybody can just fucking leave. Anybody can just be silent and stop. But you have to keep defending yourself and being angry, and in that process you expose more and more about yourself. That's why I said you are the gift that keeps on giving.
Don't you realize if I actually went and reported the videos, I can have a bunch of channels taken down? I went on a reporting spree about 1.5 years ago. I got Ira Stevo a strike. He appealed it, but legally I struck his ass. I got High Street Cancel's channel taken down 2 times. Fucking, I even gave fucking Order of Magnitude a strike. Fucking RV Charity Drive, got him a strike. Every time I actually went after these videos, I got them struck.
And most of those people put appeals process through, and they actually won their appeals. You didn't say that. But here's the thing, you just put out more information, that you block people rather than, you try to silence people rather than make a defense, because you don't have a defense. A person that has a defense wouldn't be putting so much emphasis into blocking people and reporting their videos. They would have a proper defense in the first place, which you don't have. You keep trying to come on live to try to make a defense. You make a clown of yourself every time you do it, because you can't put together a proper defense. There's so many holes in it every time you try to do that.
And if I would have went after, if I was to go after every video that is stolen from me unlawfully and used to mislead people about me, I could actually have a lot of channels taken down.
Cecil, you make videos with the aim of a response. You're talking to us when you're making a video, or you're doing a live stream. You're actually talking to us. We've got a right to respond, Cecil. And as well as that, we work under the fair use policy on YouTube, which you don't know anything about, apparently. Because there have been a number of times where you've tried to get videos taken down and they had come under fair use, and you've lost those attempts on taking videos down. Cecil, clue yourself up on fair use policy. Clue yourself up on the right to respond. Because we have a right to respond to what you're saying about us. Because you're lying about us all the time. We've got a right to respond. You've got this tactic of trying to shut us up so you don't have to make a defense. But Cecil, we're living in the real world here. You have to take accountability for your actions. You don't want to take accountability for your actions, so you try to block people and silence people. You've done that umpteen times. You have most likely one of the biggest block lists on YouTube. And you said that you don't block people unless they're really nasty to you. I've been blocked 8 times. And in those 8 times, I actually tried to stay respectful to you. When I started asking a little bit more awkward questions, you got extremely defensive, you got extremely angry, and says, dude, I'm going to have to block you. You're talking shit. You won't even stand up to yourself in front of people. You want to silence them and then just put out your own propaganda. That's not the way it works, Cecil. It makes you look more guilty. You know? You're trying to win this war by silencing other people. And what you've actually created, you've created a monster. You've created this community that actually got sick of being silenced, and they started talking about you on their own platforms because they were silenced on yours. If you didn't block people, less people would be actually talking about you on their platforms. But you fucked up there, as usual. You didn't think before you take actions. You don't think. You actually even speak before you press record on your live stream. You're that impulsive. You don't even think before you go live what you're going to say. It just comes out. And some of it is fucking funny. Some of it is really disturbing. And then when you do fuck up, you delete the live stream. But people record your live streams the minute you go live. Cecil, silencing people does not work, because it only makes them stronger.
Rightfully so. You guys took a video where I was talking about some sensitive ass shit. Because I did have a fucked up childhood. And you altered that video. And you relabeled that video. And you did it all without my consent. And then you spread that video on a mass scale. I can sue you. And you could be jailed for harassment. In Kentucky, if you are proven to harass somebody more than once, it's a felony, dude. It's a felony charge. All I gotta do is prove repetitive harassment and threats of terrorism, domestic terrorism, and threats of because y'all have threatened mine and my wife's vehicle because y'all had fun making fun of me and Hetty for not having a vehicle for a long time because you were attacking our parenthood. And then I can prove that I was leaving YouTube, and then you sent social workers to my house to keep me going, to keep me talking, to keep me on YouTube, to keep me getting harassed because I believe in defending myself. Only thing I've ever done wrong was get on YouTube and lie. Only thing I've ever did wrong was talk about my childhood and lie about a lot of it at the same time. Because there was people privately asking me if I would add their story into with mine without bringing their names up.
No. Cecil, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Right. When I was 15, 16, 17, I lived with my aunt. Now, if that was some other person, you could have said, well, let's call him Johnny. When Johnny was 15, 16, 17, he lived with his aunt. You didn't do that. You made you the person. And now you're telling us that you talking about yourself, you're actually talking about somebody else? Cecil, it's raining outside. I didn't come down in that last shower. And I don't think anybody that's listening to you right now is that stupid. Cecil, that doesn't make any fucking sense. If you were talking about other people's stories, you would have indicated that. And if you would have looked back on the live stream and says, fucking hell, that looks like I said it, you would have said it at the time. It's Cecil, it's nonsensical. It's of all the excuses that you've made about this video, this is the worst. And it actually makes you look even worse than it. Cecil, you don't help yourself at all. Cecil, that doesn't make any sense. And you expect us to believe all this? Cecil, fuck's sake.
You see, there's a lot of people who relate to my story. These people wanted to see how y'all would react to me if I said certain things about me that wasn't even true. Just to see if you guys would troll a teenage boy if he was talking about how he was a teenage boy and made some mistakes in his life.
Cecil, stop. Stop. That is not the case. Cecil, I have to say that you're one of the biggest liars that I've ever seen on YouTube. And there is a lot of people on YouTube. That is absolute nonsense, Cecil.
These people wanted to see how bad you guys would harass me, knowing that that teenage boy was a 16-year-old victim of molestation and stalking by a molester. Because that was my childhood. I was followed around by those girls' uncle who obsessively molested me my whole childhood.
So let me get this straight. You told this story, but it was another boy's story, but it was kind of still your story. That doesn't make any sense, Cecil. But Cecil, you talked about your sister and stuff, and then you kept elaborating about your sister and stuff like that. So you were in that story. You did tell about yourself. Bringing in the third person and saying it was their story doesn't cut the mustard here, because you spoke. You speak to this day about your sister and stuff that was attached to that story. Cecil, we're not stupid, like. Now, this thing about, yes, you had a bad childhood and that, I empathise with that. I really do. And, that in itself is in your favour, that your childhood was not a normal childhood to other people, and there was abuse and stuff like that. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. And in some ways I would understand that there was behavioural problems developed from a childhood that was pretty bad. The thing is, Cecil, that behaviour continues to this day. And the way you treat people and stuff. And some of the things you said about 10-year-olds being developed and stuff like that, it's still a problem today, Cecil. And the thing is, you think we're the problem, but you still have this problem. Like if you went away and says, listen, there's things in my childhood that are pretty messed up. And in that childhood, I done things that I shouldn't have, and that are completely, I would not do today, and I'm really sorry, and if you showed some sort of remorse and regret and that, and you went away and sorted yourself out, I'd fucking leave you alone. I really would. Some of the things you talked about your childhood and the things that you went through, it fucking got to a lot of us. It really has. And, in this situation, that is part of all of this. You do have an excuse as such, but you can't keep using that excuse, if you know what I mean. You can't keep calling, you can't keep insulting women. You can't keep saying really fucked up shit. You have to sort it out. But you're saying that we're the problem. You have this childhood, the history of your childhood, that would help you in all of this. But you still behave the way that you do. And this constant lying and stuff. That's why people are still on your case, Cecil. If you turn around and put your hand up and say, right, I'm going to go and get myself sorted out, and I'm really sorry to everybody, and blah, blah, blah. And if I saw that you made some sort of an effort to turn your life around and stuff like that, I just fucking delete all my videos. Because it wouldn't be right to leave them up. And while you're going through fixing all these problems, I'd fucking leave you alone. But you keep calling people cheese pizzas that you don't know who they are, just to defend yourself. That's serious allegations. You're calling women bitches and whores, all these kind of things. And some of these other messed up things that you're doing, and you don't think that you're doing anything wrong. Cecil, you're in a mess. You're in a complete mess. My advice is to just stop. Stop and talk to somebody, because in a lot of cases you don't know what's right and wrong. And to this day, you still don't. You know?
And they say that some molesters become molesters. No, if you're going to be a molester, you're going to be a molester, whether you get molested or not. Getting molested has nothing to do with molesting people, unless you're an angry person who wants others to feel the pain that you felt. And you'd have to be a sick son of a bitch to want a child to feel what pain you went through. At the end of the day, I want to help kids. I want to inspire them in some way, whether it's them chasing their dreams. It's irrelevant whether or not I succeed with my music or not, or succeed with my paranormal or not. I still inspire some young people who have had rough lives like me. I grew up in poverty. I grew up in abuse, neglect, getting beaten for the stupidest little things by drunken parents.
But in a lot of cases, you have to help yourself first before you can help other people. You know, there is people out there that put a lot of time and effort into helping other people and to hide from their own problems. You know, I've seen it umpteen times, kind of thing. And a friend once told me about, do you know the lion that goes out to hunt to feed their cubs and that? And very often the lion would eat first, because the lion needs the energy to hunt to provide for the cubs. Do you know? Sometimes you have to help yourself first before you can help somebody else. You know?
I grew up a runaway. I was drinking at a very young age, on the streets running away because I did not like how dysfunctional my home was as a child. You guys basically are trolling a 15, 16, 17-year-old boy.
No, Cecil, we're calling out a 42-year-old man who won't take responsibility for his own actions and is causing problems to this day with his behaviour. And that's what we're doing, Cecil. So don't call yourself a 14, 15, 16-year-old boy. You know? It doesn't wash in this day and age, Cecil. You're 42 years old. You're in complete and utter denial. We're the problem, not you. Cecil, it's time to open your eyes and just open your eyes to the problems that you've been causing. You come on live stream every day and having these rants and having these arguments and stuff, and it's just you're not helping yourself at all. You're just making it worse and worse and worse. What kind of a life is that?
Because if I was 15, 16, or 17-year-old boy that was still being abused, neglected, and beaten, and growing up poor with no financial stability, growing up in poverty, growing up in the projects, getting jumped just because of my skin color and just because I'm poor and they know that my parents are working and can't be there to always protect me. If I was 15, 16, or 17, you guys would be trolling the fuck out of me as a kid on YouTube. But I'm not that 15, 16, 17-year-old boy. I am a 42-year-old amazing father.
If you were 15, 16, and 17 and you were getting abused in this current day and age while abusing other people, trust me, we wouldn't be having all these conversations right now. We would be reaching out, trying to get help for you and trying to sort out everything that's happened. You know, and yes, you know, you're saying that yes, you were abused and stuff. Yes. Talking to us about it isn't going to help. You need a support service around you to discuss these things. Don't be discussing it on YouTube. I don't know if that's helping you at all. You know? I don't know if you seek professional counselling over your childhood and stuff. I suggest that you do. You know, because you are 42 years old, you know, you've got responsibilities and stuff. And there at the end, you says, I'm an amazing dad. Do you know, people that say that they're amazing and they're good people and all the rest of it, if they keep saying that, there is red flags that go off in my head, you know. You know, yes, we can be proud of ourselves and stuff, but if we keep putting ourselves up on a pedestal, it puts up red flags. It really does. You know, you're putting a plaster on a broken arm here, Cecil. I'm just telling you. I'm just being fucking honest here. It's a fucking sad situation, like. And it needs to get sorted. This is fucking going on way too much. It's going on too long.
Period. And everything I do is for my kid. My life does not belong to me. It belongs to my child and my other kids if they want to be in my life. So I'm not going to argue with no baby mamas and force my kids to be in my life.
And Cecil, you have a responsibility for your daughter. And you have a responsibility to protect her. You have a responsibility to protect her from all of this. But she's involved. She's there when you're talking about this stuff. She shouldn't even know about this. And then you put it all out on YouTube and that. And do you know if there was some sort of a possibility that in the future you would see your kid? You're plastered all over the internet for this other stuff. And you're only burning bridges. It's doing more damage. It's doing damage in so many different fucking ways, Cecil. I don't think you even realize what you're doing. Do you know? Keep attacking us isn't going to fucking make things any fucking different, like. Because we know that you lie to us all the fucking time. Cecil, you've done so much damage to your life by all this stuff on YouTube. And, you know, you're trying to put the fucking toothpaste back in the tube. It's not going to fucking happen, Cecil, because you just continue to attack people. People call you out for your lies and then you attack them. You lie all the fucking time, Cecil. Do you realise that you're doing that? Because I have this funny feeling you keep lying to yourself. I'll give you an example, and it's documented on YouTube, where you got into an altercation with some kid, and you told them to go off themselves. And when you do that, please film it, because I want to watch. That is all over fucking YouTube. And, you know, your kids that you don't have contact with, do you know, if they see that on YouTube, the things that you've said and done and your behaviour and that, they won't want to have anything to do with you. And I wouldn't blame them. You know? And this it continues to be a problem to this day. This is why we're on your neck. This is why we still call you out. You still abuse people.
When I was a kid growing up in the 80s and 90s, I didn't have a choice how I wanted to live, where I wanted to live, who I got to live with. It was different back then. These days, it's up to the kids. And I respect that, because a kid should have a say-so on who they want in their life. Regardless of whether or not my other kids were brainwashed to believe that I'm a chomo, or which is not the case. They believe my kids were trained to believe that I hate them, and it's not. That's so far from the truth. I've never denied my kids. If my kids were the type to want to reach out to me and want to be in my life, I would be the first one to open my doors and go spend time with them like a real dad should. Something my dad never cared to do with me.
If I was your kid, and I wanted to look up about my dad, and I wanted to try and reach out some way, so I started doing research to try and find my dad, and I find all this stuff that you put out on YouTube. I would be very disappointed, and I would stop trying to find my dad, because I don't want that kind of a person in my life. You know, your behavior is just all over the fucking internet, like. No, there's no fucking way. Do you know, I know what you would say. Oh, I was just defending myself against these trolls. Cecil, no, you've exposed your behavior, your current behavior, and your past behavior. It's all over the fucking internet, Cecil.
You people don't know me. You're speaking on things that you don't know what you're talking about. 99% of what you guys are saying are fucking assumptions, and I've already got to the point where I can choose whether to or whether not watch a hater video about me.
Lately we've been calling him 90% Cecil. And I think he's caught on to it, because the percentages is now going up and down. It's not just 90%, it's 96%, it's 89%, it's 95%. I just noticed that.
For the most part, at least 96% of y'all's videos I don't watch. And when I do, I share it with you on live stream, like I did with Right Knight's video last night. When y'all see me watching it, that's when I'm watching it. And I don't respect anybody who doesn't initially give me the opportunity to be able to not be blocked on your channel where I can come and defend myself.
But it's okay for you to block all of us. Cecil, you're not special, like. Do you know? You're having a bitch about being blocked and stuff, but you've one of the biggest block lists on YouTube. That person that you were talking about was extremely angry when he went through your confession video. Do you know? And the way you mocked the victims and stuff. There's a lot of people out there that doesn't like that. We're people like that. And then you show up on his live stream and he hates your fucking guts. You make him fucking sick. And he's really angry in this fucking stream. And you show up. How is he supposed to fucking react, Cecil? He hates your guts. He's on stream and he's fuming. He's disgusted. He hates you so much. And you show up on live stream. Are you supposed to be welcomed with open arms? Cecil, the real world doesn't work like that. Do you know? That was the worst thing you could have done, was show up on his live stream, because he doesn't want you anywhere near him. He was fuming. Now, I don't know the guy personally in that, but Cecil, you did show us where you showed up on the live stream. You know? But you're well able to, talk shit about all of us by your nightly rants. You know, you didn't have to even show up on his live stream. Why would you show up on somebody's live stream that absolutely hates your guts? You know, and you get upset about being blocked? Oh, Cecil, you have a lot to learn. You've a lot to learn here.
Yes, I do block people. I block people when they're disrespectful.
No, Cecil, you block people that disagree with you. You block people that have any questions to ask you that you can't answer. If you're challenged any little bit, you block them. I know this because I'm blocked 8 times. Do you know, the last time I got blocked, I was Dr. Bill Dipley, and even Dr. Bill Dipley wasn't disrespectful, but you blocked him too. I understand, you know, that was a kind of troll, but I wasn't actually disrespecting you or anything. But I've been blocked 8 times, right? 4 weeks is the longest I've managed to stay on your channel. And when I got blocked on all of those 7 other channels, I got blocked over asking a question that wasn't overly difficult, Cecil. But you see me as starting to challenge you, and to avoid answering the questions, you blocked me. Do you know? And then accused me of being trollish. I was trying to make communications with you, but you don't seem to want to. You don't want to communicate with anybody. You want to put out your own propaganda, and anybody that goes against that propaganda and questions it, you'll block them. So this thing about blocking people that are disrespectful to you, it's bullshit.
But I don't block everybody who disagrees with me.
Cecil, I know you're watching, I know you're listening, because I mentioned this in a recent video or comment, so I know you've been watching. You've been looking through the videos and comments and stuff. Cecil, you do block people who challenge you over the slightest thing. Some of the questions are not that difficult. Now, Cecil, if we were to go live on that, it would not be my aim to make a fool of you. I would have an honest debate. I would, you know, if you wanted to talk about your childhood, it is connected with all of this, we can go through all of that. Then we can go through this video and these other things and these behaviors and stuff. But even with that, my aim would not be to make a fool of you in any way. But the interview would stop the minute you start lying. I'm not that kind of fucking person, Cecil. You talk about Steve Huff. I know an associate of Steve Huff who I disagree with what he does. And at some point on one of my platforms, I will possibly be interviewing him. Outside my disagreements with him, he's an extremely respectful person. My aim will not be to drag him through the mud. I just simply want to understand his point of view. I would like to see your point of view, but I will not be lied to on live stream. The minute you would lie on a live stream, I would kick you off. Simple as that. Cecil, I don't come on here to drag you through the mud. I come on here to make you accountable of your actions. Simple as. I have other fucking things to do.
I block everyone who's disrespectful and closed-minded, period.
Close-minded to your propaganda, Cecil. That's not the way people work. When people say things, people challenge people, It's not a reason for blocking them. It's an opportunity for debate. But you don't take that opportunity. You just don't want to answer questions and you block people. Then again, your propaganda is when you're 15, 16 and 17 and you're babysitting an 8 and a 10-year-old, doing sexual things to them is okay. That's your propaganda. That's the message you're putting out there. A really messed up message that we strongly disagree, and it is disturbing. That's why we challenge you, Cecil. That's why we call you out. This is another thing. You were in contact with a lady, a psychologist, that had sexual relations with one of her patients who was 17. She was put on the sexual predator list or sexual offender list or whatever it's called. And you recently, just this morning actually, defended her again after her coming after you, and there was a big massive bitch fit amongst the chomos. Cecil, the woman was a psychologist who had took sexual advantage of her patient, a vulnerable patient. That goes against the code of ethics for her job. The person was a patient. You fail to fucking realize that. These excuses that you come up with do not make any fucking sense. Everybody can see where that's fucked up, except you. But you're the one that's always fucking right, Cecil. Grow the fuck up. Fuck's sake. While I'm on this rant, let's talk about Chance Arnold, shall we? A guy known as Cyrix on YouTube. Because people that have been coming after you have been coming after Cyrix, you decided to defend Cyrix. And you said publicly on a live stream that Cyrix was just a good guy trying to do good things. You put that propaganda out there. You put that message out there. One of the people that have been coming after you got the message through to you that, Cecil, do your fucking research. Fuck's sake. And then he turned around, then Cecil turns around and goes, Cecil, or Cyrix, fuck that guy. But you said originally that he was a good guy trying to do good things. You didn't do any fucking research at all. The only reason why you stood up for fucking Cyrix is because these other people were coming after him. That's all. You don't know fucking research, and you went public and said Cyrix was a good guy. Until one of them people fucking messaged you and says, Cecil, for fuck's sake, do a bit of research. And then, I fucked up. Well, you wouldn't even admit fucking up at that, even at that point, because you never do anything fucking wrong. Rant over. Continue, Cecil.
And initially, I give everybody the opportunity to be able to defend themselves, but nobody wants to, because people are stuck in their mind, they're stuck in their ways, and then people are going to believe what they want to believe about you, period. I've made stupid mistakes and said stupid shit on YouTube that I should have never said. People make mistakes, dude. That's what I get for trusting people too much, and I learned my lesson from that. The haters all have low self-esteem. Right, exactly. That's why they stay fucking neck deep into drama. If they're when they're not harassing me, they're harassing someone else.
I don't mean to be preaching to the choir here, but Cecil has said this a number of times. I've learned my lesson. I've said things that I shouldn't have said on YouTube about my fucked up childhood and stuff like that. But there's no defense along with that. People are fucking asking questions and we're not allowed to ask them. And when we talk publicly on our own platforms, because we're fucking blocked, Cecil has an issue with that. And then lies all the fucking time.
And they don't have anything better to do. And you're right, they don't. And the worst thing you can do is give them attention. I know that. It's a mistake that I keep fucking making too. I think some of the haters might have skeletons in their closet. They do, because for them to want to believe some sick shit about me, it's because they're projecting it off of them, off of themselves onto other people. And they're trying to convince themselves that they're good people, even though they know they made mistakes in their life. They're trying to convince themselves that they're good people by getting people to agree with them on YouTube by saying I'm a bad person.
No, you said on YouTube that when you were 15 and 16 and 17, that you done things to an 8 and a 10-year-old. And then there was some other sexual thing that happened when you were 20. And you expect people not to ask questions about that? And you lying, making different kinds of excuses that contradict each other? Do you think we're stupid, like?
You see, it's easy to project onto other people when you're trying to get the negative attention off of yourself. They're saying you go metal detecting in a kid's park. That's just absurd. Of course. Don't you know when you look up metal detecting laws, it will straight up tell you that the most legalest place to go and legitimate place to go where you can actually go and find something in any given city. The Kentucky state laws and the Indiana state laws straight up tells you that go to kids parks for metal detecting. Even other metal detectors tell you that's where they go. They go to big baseball field parks and little kiddie parks. I go to school property parks, dude. I'm not untrusted in my community. I am a very trusted person in my community.
What the fuck was that?
No, that person ain't talking to me.
Sorry about that, Cecil. Please continue.
Like, duh. It states in the metal detecting laws, and other metal detector YouTubers will tell you that the best place to go to find, most likely you're going to find some either money or some jewelry is at a kid's park. Kids break and drop their own real jewelry that their parents buy them all the time when they go playing. You know how many little rich kids run around with big fucking rocks and gold on their finger? And they lose shit all the time? How they have birth rings that they got because they were born and their mom spoiled them because they got so much money?
Because they were born. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, shit.
Y'all know how many class rings and shit that have diamonds in them that get dropped at little kids' parks? Y'all know how many teenagers go and make out at parks?
No. Cecil. You're trying to make a good argument for yourself. Don't talk about teenagers making out. And please, don't talk about teenagers having sex. It's not a good look. Along with you doing metal detecting in a children's playground, you talking about these things at home with your shirt off, and just doesn't look good either, Cecil. I'm just telling you.
In which they drop money and they wrestle around, they play basketball, change flies out of their pocket. I found weed.
And I think you're smoking that weed right now.
And condoms at parks.
He's going to talk about sex, isn't he?
These are teenagers fucking and smoking at parks, dude.
Oh, Christ. I knew you was going to go down that route. Did you notice when he said effing that his voice pitched up? Cecil, we're supposed to be making a defense argument here for metal detecting in parks. You're doing a really bad job of it, I have to say.
Like, these people can act like that they are pure as God, Jesus himself, all they want. And they're going to make up a bunch of stupid shit in their head all the time because they already got their mind made up about me.
No, Cecil, that's not the way it works. I've seen some videos calling you out. I investigated it for myself. I didn't take the word for it. I've done tests on your audio. I've done 3 different tests on your audio that you claim was fake. I found it to be that the audio is not edited in any way. And I came to my conclusions over those. So that's not the way it works at all, Cecil. Yes, there is sometimes sheep followers and stuff like that, but in my case and the people around me, they made their own mind up, and all the evidence came from your mouth, which you tonight you said.
When you see me metal detecting at the park with what the bullshit that's being said about me on YouTube right now, of course they're going to identify anything that has anything to do with kids on my channel. They're going to try to identify that and me with something disgusting involving kids.
At this point, Cecil has this ability to turn making himself look bad into a perfect art form. Even down to talking about this subject with his shirt off in his kitchen. It's flipping unreal.
Anytime a kid popped up walking in front of one of my security cameras that I was live streaming on YouTube to these dumb liars that are talking shit about me, that became a hidden camera to these fucking delusional people.
Here's the thing. When a kid is caught on live stream on your YouTube channel, the kid is most often captured at table level. When the camera, when you show the camera, you show your security system, the camera is located at a height. Why is it that when you capture the kid on live stream, that it's at table level? It seemed to have been moved in those situations and that. The other side to this is that you have filmed your daughter's friend and put it out onto YouTube. You didn't get consent from the parents. The child didn't even know that she was being filmed and put out into YouTube. And you had a hissy fit with us for calling you out. Cecil, you've got no logic whatsoever. I just don't know where your head is. Here's another thing. Putting a security camera in a bedroom is the same thing as putting a security camera in the bathroom. I've got a security system. It covers the public areas, the hallway, the kitchen and the sitting room. I cannot understand why there's a security camera in your daughter's bedroom. It doesn't make sense to me.
That became a hidden camera in their eyes.
Yes, it was hidden behind a fan. And there was another camera hidden in some plant pot or something.
Oh, he's got cameras hidden around his house where he can see kids. Oh my God, he's perving on his daughter's friend.
You showed that daughter's friend on the security camera on one of your live streams. Did it happen twice? I can't fucking remember, but you don't see what's wrong here. You've invaded that child's privacy. I know I'm wasting my time here talking to Cecil, but you know, everybody else understands where the issue is here. Fuck's sake.
They just make shit up. And this is why I told you guys, nobody has to prove that they're innocent to these people.
No, Cecil, I done 3 separate audio tests on that confession video, and I asked you 3 separate times, and possibly more, to debunk this. And this could help you. If you could debunk my findings, it would help you. But you know what? The first time I put that out in front of you on the table, you resorted to name calling and insulting, and that is when I knew you had nothing to put on the table. That's what people do when they don't have an answer to a very awkward question. When you see in police stations these police interrogations and stuff, some of these people they start off, the interview starts off with, light enough questions, and they start getting harder and harder. And then the suspect gets more and more flustered, and then resorts to name calling because they can't answer the questions. That's what you do, Cecil. You keep calling us liars. Okay, and you've a right to do that. But it doesn't mean anything if you don't explain to us why we're liars. You've got no evidence, you've never shown any evidence why we lied. I have loads of information to suggest that you have lied. Cecil, you're not helping yourself at all. You can't just come on the internet and call people, accuse people of using fake videos and all this kind of shit without putting the evidence on the table. It doesn't make sense, Cecil. So stop doing that. I know you won't.
Because 90% of what they said is assumptions dug straight from the pits of their disgusting minds.
Cecil's been doing his maths again, and every time he seems to do his maths, he seems to come up with 90%, and that's why I call him 90% Cecil. But he has, at some stage on this stream, come up with 96%, and I would like to know how he came up with the extra 6%. Do you know? And this is, if you haven't done proper calculations, I'm going to accuse you of making assumptions. So there you go.
And they're disgusting souls. They don't need evidence to say what they say about you. They'll take your words and twist them.
That is a barefaced lie, which doesn't actually wash. But Cecil likes to throw it out there. We have tons and tons of evidence. We have so much evidence that I can't remember half of it. It just keeps coming. And I have audio data that Cecil won't touch with a barge pole because he doesn't understand. So Cecil, shut your mouth.
And they'll take what you're doing on a fucking video because they obsessively watch you, waiting for you to fuck up, just so they can justify what they're saying about you. Because they want to prove to people so bad that they're right.
No, Cecil, you prove that we are right every time you open your mouth because you're a compulsive liar. And it is well proven at this stage. There is 7, 8, 9 years of videos of you compulsively lying. So you haven't got a leg to stand on, my friend.
That they will never admit when they're wrong. These are the same people who said I was high on camera 5 years ago. I debunked it. I take blood tests. And I take a weekly piss test. You cannot fake your piss. They watch me piss in a cup, dude. They watch me. At my recovery clinic, there is mirrors around the toilet where they watch it. You pull your penis out and piss in the cup. You cannot bring fake piss in this place. There's no way to do it.
Notice with 90% Cecil here, when you ask for detailed information, you won't get it. But when it comes to penises and buttholes and stuff, you get too much information. Oh, and just be aware that Cecil is about to get himself possibly in trouble legally by throwing his recovery clinic under the bus. The very people that helped him, he's about to throw under the bus. And Cecil, you wore the name of the recovery clinic on your T-shirt. I googled that name and I got a number of clinics around the Kentucky and Covington area. What's to stop people ringing him up and say, "Listen, this guy is saying that you've messed up," which you're about to tell us about, contaminating urine samples, which you keep saying piss. He's not very subtle, is he? But let's hear what he's got to say.
And they deal with so much piss that sometimes the piss gets contaminated. One time they tried to say that I had fucking fentanyl in my system and Oxycontins. First of all, I couldn't take any pain pill, Oxycontins, or Percocets of any kind because it would make me go into precipitating withdrawal because my subs have a opiate blocker in it.
Okay, but you have a habit of throwing people under the bus and everything is everybody else's fault but yours. So what's to stop you lying in this case as well? Which I've no reason to believe that you're not lying. That is the thing, Cecil. You've got a bad reputation. Who's going to believe you? You know? So you're going to throw your recovery clinic under the bus as well. Okay.
So if I try to take a pain pill of any kind while being on my subs from the recovery clinic that I get, it would put me into precipitating withdrawal. Like straight up. It would be a waste of money and a waste of time. And second, the fentanyl, I've never done heroin. I've never shot heroin. I've never shot fentanyl. I never was a fentanyl or heroin addict. In the same day that they said that they found fentanyl in my system, I took a drug test for a job through a temp service. And it was oral, where you put this big white thing in the side of your teeth.
Yeah, it's a saliva swab.
And you let your saliva soak into it. And it's a 15-panel fucking drug test. It's more accurate than your piss. The same day I dropped, where they had a false positive of my piss at the recovery clinic, was the same day I did the oral drug test for the job that I work for now. How is it I passed the oral but failed the piss? And guess what I did? I went back in the recovery clinic the following day and took another piss test, and guess what? It came back negative.
Cecil, I don't know why you feel the need to put your medical stuff out online. You know, your private medical information online. I just don't get it.
So they need to completely eliminate the piss test because they're contaminating people's piss somehow, where they're getting people's piss mixed up. They even write your name on the bottle that you pee in. How the fuck? How the fuck? Now, something could have happened. There is so many people who walk through this recovery clinic who don't take their recovery serious. And they be sneaking and doing fentanyl and shit. And they got fentanyl in their hands.
Well, Cecil's not very good at coming out with facts. He will come out with assumptions. And this is an assumption. And this is actually, could be a lawsuit ready to happen. Cecil's not very careful of what he says online. This is a prime example where he throws his own recovery clinic under the bus. And, Cecil doesn't think, does he? He doesn't think.
And they touch the doorknobs and shit. They touch the ink pens and shit. I don't go in there wearing gloves. I don't go in there sanitizing my hand. But I will now because one day who knows that I might have been super tired, not from work, but super tired from touching someone's fucking spread it around fentanyl. You know what I mean? I could have got fentanyl in my system because it's possible. There's police officers who overdose on fentanyl just by touching the suspect's hand. That's how potent that shit is.
I know the don't know the first thing about fentanyl. And so if that's true, that's shocking.
So it could have been a possibility of something happening that way, but I knew it wasn't that. I knew that they cross-contaminated some piss or something by not sealing up each bag as they receive it. How they probably just set them there and fucking wait a second before they seal up the bags, and they're touching all kinds of bottles with the same gloves and all that shit. And sometimes fucking piss test information gets fucking crossed between pisses and shit. They're pointing fingers at you. Get the blame off themselves. Exactly. But these people already had drama with people before they started coming after me.
Everything that you've just said is complete and utter assumptions. And you've accused a clinic of contaminating urine samples. And you put it out on YouTube. And if this affects their reputation, they will take action against you. That's what people do. But Cecil doesn't think of any of these things. I think he's got bubble wrap where his brain is supposed to be.
So it shows what kind of character they have. There's a reason why Queen Tasty is still here.
Right, Queen Tasty has been with him from day one. And she's been fighting for his innocence ever since. And doesn't see any red flags. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Now, either Queen Tasty is into this sort of thing, or she's got some sort of mental health issue. I don't know. But the evidence against Cecil is so damning that it doesn't take a detective to figure this out. I don't know. It's not making sense to me.
She knows who's lying and who ain't. 90% of the supporters I had there in the Kanika Jenkins case, when my channel, they got deleted, started to blow up, and people started knowing who I was, and then the trolls came. Queen Tasty was here before them. She witnessed it all, dude.
Hi, Queen Tasty. Fuck Master Shredder. High Street for life. Fuck them trolls. Them trolls.
90%. Cecil's maths again. Everything's 90%. Here's the other thing about this Kanika Jenkins stuff. People in ITC have got no business trying to solve crimes. None at all. And anything I've seen on Kanika Jenkins in relation to psychics and spirit box sessions and stuff like that, it's all been clout chasing. Straight up. There's no ITC involvement in it at all. It's bullshit. In my opinion. But then again, Cecil is a tragedy pimp and a coffin chaser. Would do anything for views.
And then people are trying to befriend me so they can try to get information out of me secretly. It's not going to work. The shit ain't true, bro.
You can't keep repeating the shit ain't true, bro. And then say, oh, I proved them wrong and all the rest of it. I've never seen you prove anybody wrong. Ever. I've heard you say it umpteen times, but you've no solid evidence to bring to the table to clear yourself. And you don't seem to make any attempt in doing that either. You just seem to just dig a massive hole for yourself and just keep digging. You know, anybody in this amount of shit and is trying to get out of it would at least come up with some sort of defence. But Cecil's defence is, the shit isn't true, bro. The video is edited. Oh, I lied in that video. I was sleepwalking. I was sleep humping. All this bollocks. And all these things don't gel together. They're actually, they fucking hell. They contradict each other. That's the word I was trying to fucking come up with.
I never touched no girls. I never had sex with no girls. Fucking, you guys are going around saying I fuck kids. And just because I said that in a live stream with my kid in the car, my kid is 13 years old. I used to be real funny about her being around people that says cuss words. So
here we are with deflecting again. The issue wasn't with the curse words as such. It was the subject that you were speaking about, which your daughter shouldn't be involved in at all. So stop deflecting.
We're supposed to protect our children from curse words now? Do you know how many nutty ass people walk out the street and start irately cussing and busting windows and shit and cussing and threatening people? I'm not going to be able to protect my daughter from society's cuss words. I'm sorry. I don't know how closed-minded, delusional you motherfuckers on YouTube who don't have kids are.
Cecil, you know exactly what the issue is, and it's not to do with the whole curse words. It was to do with your situation and having a bitch fit in the car about effing kids and this whole situation which your daughter shouldn't even know about. You've dragged her into it. And, I mean, like, God knows what she's been hearing at home. Do you know? And as well as that, you brought her onto a stream to stand up for you. She shouldn't be involved in this at all. So stop deflecting with this curse words thing. It's just a deflection.
But 60% of the people trolling me don't even have kids. If they had kids, they lost their kids. We don't know nothing about 90% of these trolls.
Well, stop making assumptions then, Cecil.
Most of them don't even show their face 95% of the time.
But if you do show your face, this arsewipe will make fun of you.
If I'm going to be nitpicked on social media, then the people talking about me need to get nitpicked on. And y'all need to be called out for every time y'all had a negative interaction with somebody you don't know on YouTube. Whether or not you knew they were trolling you or not. But you guys are nitpicking.
No, Cecil is not. And you're downplaying this by making it all about cursing. It has nothing to do with the cursing part of it. It partially has, but the main issue here is you decide to go live and start having a bitch fit about the things that you've been accused of in front of your daughter. Your daughter shouldn't be involved in any of this. And I've said this already.
Nitpicking me like I'm your child that you don't like or something. Y'all are weirdos. Straight up fucking weirdos. You can tell yourself I'm a monster all you want. It doesn't make it true.
You can tell yourself that the confession video is edited all you want. It doesn't make it true.
I am not looked at as a monster in my community. And I am not looked at as a monster in my family. No matter how many times you can sit there and tell yourself that I am, doesn't make it true. You guys are brainwashing yourselves.
That's what you do, actually. You keep repeating the same thing over. I'm innocent, guys. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. That video was edited. Everybody knows that that video was edited. We've got evidence to back it up. You don't. You've got nothing. Nothing but words. I don't need to prove this to anybody. Blah, 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 blah.
You're delusional. At least I'm real enough to say I lied on a video. What if I made the whole video up? What if I made it all up?
That would make you an even sicker person than you already are. Who would make that stuff up and put it out on YouTube?
Would I be a liar? Oh yeah, I would be a liar, wouldn't I? Because it goes against everything you're trying to say about me right now.
Nobody believes that you made it up because you're a liar. You're a serial liar.
You don't want to believe that I made it all up. You don't.
This is bollocks. He's made it all up. But before that it was edited. And before that it was something else. See, so we're not fucking stupid, like.
Just because I had a sister who lied on me when I was a kid, okay, then why is it that 25 years later she's saying I'm her kid's godparent?
Oh, we're back to throwing the sister under the bus. You tricked her into being on live some time ago, where you asked straight up, are you a CP? She says, it was just something you did, don't be recording me. But you haven't done it since then. That doesn't mean that you didn't do it.
Something's not adding up there. Why did she lie on Greg? Why did she lie on TJ? Why did she lie on all these people? She lied on them, but she didn't lie on me, right? Is that how the logic works? You see, when I do watch y'all's video, which is 2% out of 100, y'all are leaving a lot of shit out.
Cecil, I know you watched my videos because I've seen you in the comments section on a channel called Right Night, and you said in the comments, "Cry me a river." I've never heard you saying that sentence before. And guess who I did hear saying that sentence recently? That would be me. In a video.
And that's misleading. And that's where slander and defamation kicks in.
Cecil, you're not the right person to be talking about slander, seeing as we're all cheese pizzas, including everybody that you don't know the real name, you've never seen before, you don't know what they look like, and you don't know where they live. So shut the fuck up.
Even Right Night, when I went over to his video on live stream yesterday, he literally admitted he's not smart. But he's trying to say he's got people that are smart.
What he meant there was that there's other people that can go through the evidence in greater detail than him. But even with his knowledge, he knows that you're full of shit all of the time, and that you're lying.
Watching for him or working for him. You guys are not detectives. A mentally disturbed troll on YouTube always acts like that they're the FBI. They always act like that they're military. They always act like that they're a police officer or law enforcement of some sort. I had some drunken weird bitch 8 years ago call me from YouTube, tried to talk to me for hours, acting like she was my friend and her church was going to donate to help my family. And she was acting like that she was affiliated with the FBI. Do you realize how delusional these sketchy ass bitches are?
Thing is, Cecil, you making assumptions on people. You think I sit here all day looking at your videos. I don't, Cecil. That's all. And you just throwing out shit again, as fucking usual.
And the people that they're associated with all the negative drama on YouTube. There's a reason why I don't watch my haters' videos, guys. It's because I'm not a negative person.
And you're a liar. I know you watched one of my recent videos. So stop fucking lying. Cry me a river, Cecil.
And I don't argue with dumb fucks who don't know me on social media.
You just block everybody that doesn't go along with your way of thinking. So you don't have to have an argument or a debate with them. Because you're a fucking chicken. You're a coward.
I'm not a follower. I'm not looking for clarification or validation or friends on social media or YouTube. It's not why I'm here. I can care less about having a friend. We are safer when we don't have friends, guys. A friend will kill you and stab you in the back quicker than your own mom would.
Quicker than your own mom would? Please elaborate.
Did I just say your own mom would? Damn, I really must have had a fucked up growing. If you think your mom would stab you in the back. My mom stabbed me in the back a couple times. God love her. Rest in peace. But hey, we all make mistakes.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
But y'all are sitting there believing people who insulted my mom after she died of cancer and she wasn't ready to die.
She's passed away and he's still throwing her under the bus. What a great son. What a great son.
You guys are willing to support people who sit outside my house after driving hundreds of miles to harass me and watch my daughter and wife walk to my kids' school so they can describe on YouTube what they're wearing?
Show me evidence. Talk is cheap, Cecil.
Really? You guys support people trying to send an innocent man to jail?
What is innocent man? I don't know what you're talking about, Cecil.
Because I admitted to lying on a video fucking 8 years ago.
You used that excuse a number of times before. It hasn't worked then. It's not going to work now, Cecil. It's flippin' ludicrous. It doesn't make any fucking sense, Cecil. Why would you lie about something like that?
Or however long it was, I don't know the numbers. You guys support people who are trying to rip a fucking straight A student out of my home just because she's a kid that belongs to me? You guys support those kind of people? Who's trying to rip my daughter out of here by using social services, in which a lot of kids get raped and molested in the social service domain? There's more people who get raped and molested by fucking strangers through social workers sending them off to other strange people versus them being at home with their parent. Whether or not there's abuse or not, these kids have a better chance being with their mom and dad who had them. You guys are trying to send a kid out of this house just because you're having nightmares in your head. You guys, that's the people you're supporting? I'm sorry, it doesn't make sense to me, and I won't make it make sense to me. Because you guys are totally different people when these fucking cameras go off.
You don't know these people, so how do you know what way they live their life when the cameras go off, Cecil? You don't know their names, you don't know what half of the people look like, because they don't want to come on camera, because if they do come on camera, you will make fun of their appearance. You have no idea, you'd have no idea about any of these people. You didn't even know one of your most loyal supporters. You didn't know where he was from. Yes, he's in London, France. You didn't know what he'd done for a job. You'd done nothing. You've got fake friends over there. I bet you don't even know anything about the Queen Tasting. But here you are, spouting out that these people are completely different when they're off camera. How the fuck do you know? You're full of shit, Cecil.
It's really just a big joke to y'all.
Well, I have to admit, some of the stuff that you do come out with is funny. And some of your lies is really funny as well.
Y'all love to see me distracted because it allows me to fail and not to win because I'm not focused on my paranormal.
It's your channel. Do your paranormal stuff if you want. I don't give a shit. Not that I'd be watching because I'm into real paranormal stuff. And I do actually watch real paranormal research from researchers that know what research actually means, Cecil. So there.
I'm not focused on my beats. Y'all seen me get thousands of plays off of shorts. Y'all seen me get thousands of plays off of celebrity ghost box sessions.
Cecil, in the paranormal, just because you get thousands of plays on a ghost box session doesn't automatically make you successful. You seem to measure success with how many views you can get on YouTube. Cecil, do you know the last number of streams that you've done? You've had a couple of hundred views or whatever. How many of those views actually support you? How many of those viewers actually support you? So views on paranormal stuff doesn't actually automatically make you a successful paranormal researcher, as you like to call yourself.
Whether you fucking are okay with celebrity ghost box sessions, whether you like them or not, it doesn't matter. Doing celebrity ghost box sessions is not hurting anyone. It's not doxing anyone. It's not hurting anyone's life. It's not getting into people's business and making assumptions about people and slandering people.
Hold on a second. You hold up these celebrity spurt box sessions like a big trophy, like, you know, look at all the views I got and all the rest of it. You done Kobe Bryant spurt box sessions. You got 20,000 views on one of those. After you'd done the spurt box session, you claimed that you only found out the information that he was accused of a crime, which all of a sudden he's a piece of shit to you, and you've got no respect for him. Well, if you've got no respect for him and you have a massive issue of the crimes that he committed when he was alive, then you should have no problem deleting those videos. But you don't. Because you're a clout chaser.
Celebrity ghost box sessions is just that. A ghost box session for a celebrity. It's actual content. It's not negativity. It's not drama. And it's not a bad thing.
Well, it depends on what the intention is. Do you know, if you put out a ghost box session with the full intentions of capitalizing on views on YouTube, well then that's not a right proper spurt box session, and it actually is disrespectful. Well, I have seen spurt box sessions that you've done recently, and you know there was one a singer that a lot of people, she's not world famous, let's just say, and you know, you've been looking up on music or whatever, and you come across this person and you want to reach out and stuff. I'm not going to say that you clout chase all the time, but you clout chase a lot, Cecil. Well, with that person that I was talking about, that singer and that, if somebody else does a spurt box session and you come across it and they do it recently, then you can guarantee that you will tell everybody, oh, I was the first person ever to do a spurt box session on them. That's what you claimed with Kanika Jenkins, even though Steve Huff done one before you. I've sent comments to you before trying to encourage you to try new things rather than just following the masses. You know, following these people that do celebrity spurt box sessions and stuff. ITC is way more complex than that. There's so many avenues that you could look down. You know, that's what research is. Not just following what Steve Huff does because he's successful on YouTube. Steve fucked up. You know? He pushed it way too far. In the beginning he was legit, and then it came to a point where he was doing things for views. You know? And it's sad because, you know, A lot of us were followers in the beginning of that. You know, my comments to you, Cecil, were to try different things, to explore the paranormal more, rather than just copying what other people do. You know, in the line of EVP work and stuff like that. And I've made comments that were pretty, pretty respectful in that. But I got blocked for being a troll. You know? I wasn't calling you out. I was trying to encourage you to do, to explore other aspects of the ITC. You know, you picked up an EVP while you were cleaning your gun. I've suggested that, when you analyze that, to take it from the original audio. You know, you're in a very big hurry to show that EVP off, and I understand that. And you recorded this video off your phone with the video playing on the phone, and then a window open and there was more noise coming in and stuff like that. Yeah, you were trying to show the EVP, but you were creating more noise around that. And if you taken the clip from the original audio, it would have been a bit more effective. And what you should have done is, I mean, like, you have software for music and stuff like that. Why don't you try and clean up the EVP? Why not try more EVPs? After that, you had a load. You know, I would have jumped on a chance of doing more EVPs because I picked up an EVP in my house. I would be on that shit. I would be recording and that. But it's not all about YouTube, Cecil. You know, that's all I'm trying to say to you.
You brainwash fucking trolls. When you tune in on somebody, you want to make yourself believe that everything they do is bad in some way. Whether it's a celebrity ghost box session or harmlessly drama-free walking through a park on camera doing a fucking harmless metal detector. Harmless metal detecting, not knowing that my kid is there with me too.
Okay, you've got 2 points here. One is the paranormal one. The other thing is about the metal detecting in a children's playground. Right, with the paranormal one, a couple of weeks ago, I think it's about a month ago now, you deleted 2 streams because you figured out that you were talking to me about the paranormal. And you, on one of those streams, admitted that you'd done it for views. You later went live to say you didn't do it for views. So you contradicted yourself, but you deleted the first stream where you said you'd done these paranormal ghost box sessions for views. Because why wouldn't you do it for views on YouTube? You know, and that, you know, why would you sacrifice views because you got a moral compass, like? It just proves that you don't have a moral compass when it comes to the paranormal. The second point, right, is about the kids' playground thing. The whole controversy around you right now is about you and inappropriate actions towards children. You being in a playground does not paint a very good picture. You talking about these things with your shirt off doesn't paint a good picture. You talking about this in front of your daughter is not painting a good picture either. Oh yeah, I forgot about the bat streams. Those bat streams don't paint a good picture either, Cecil. It's not a good look. You call that nitpicking and that, but you know there's people that are calling you out, but trying to give you good advice at the same time. For example, order of magnitude and his wife, myself. Very often we try to explain to you why things don't look good, but we're trolls. And we shouldn't be listened to, according to you. Cecil, when we say that this does not look good, in the eyes of the majority of the public, it does not look good. It only seems to look good in your eyes. And Queen Tasting. Cecil, you do things that make your situation worse. It makes you look bad. If you had a lawyer dealing with this whole situation, your lawyer would say, please refrain from filming around playgrounds because it just doesn't look good. We're trying to make you look, we're trying not to make the thing worse than it is. But you seem to walk yourself into these situations all the time. Do you know? And you can't blame people for calling you out for that, because it does look bad.
9 out of 10 times, actually every time that you see me on camera at a park, my kid is with me. 9 times out of 10, my daughter's with me. And possibly one of her friends or some of her relatives. Like, just, you guys really think that this YouTube is reality when it's not. You tell yourself shit is real when it's not.
Cecil, just because it's now on YouTube doesn't mean that it's not real, that it's some sort of fictional horror or something. The situation is real. Do you know how many YouTubers have actually got themselves into legal trouble for doing fucked up shit on camera? There's loads. There's actually video playlists on these things where dumb YouTubers do dumb shit and get involved in criminal activity and put it out onto YouTube, and they end up getting arrested. That's real life. Just because it's on YouTube doesn't mean it's fiction.
Just because you don't see something on camera doesn't mean it's not real. Just because you assume shit based off of your slander doesn't make it real either. 90% of what the shit you talk about, people, is made up shit in your head.
Yay, 90% is back. We're not making stuff up in our head, Cecil. We've got loads of different pieces of evidence, and then we put it together like a jigsaw. And the situation is very dire, I have to say. I don't know how you cannot see that. I reckon you can see that, and you're just trying to lie your way out of it. And you create other pieces to the jigsaw while you're doing it. Because you can't stop talking.
And I will not, and I have not, and I never will support people like you. I never want to be accepted by people like y'all. And I never will look for acceptance by people like y'all. I am not a follower. I am a leader, and I will always be. I'd rather be a leader to one-man army than to be a follower of 10,000 fucking fake people.
Well, you keep saying that you're not a follower, you're a leader. That doesn't show in your ITC. Your ITC shows me that you are following these other people because they've got loads of views. So I'm going to do the same thing. You haven't tried anything different at all. So, you know, this thing about I'm a leader, not a follower, that's not true at all.
I'd rather have one good fucking supporter who's real be my fan versus have a million fucking fake ass nasty people following behind me. You see, y'all don't understand that concept.
I understand that concept perfectly well. On one of my channels, I'm surrounded by yes people. I don't like that. I would like at some stage for somebody to call me out and say, oh, that's actually wrong, but here's the right information or whatever. If somebody would call me out, I would respect them more than people going, oh yes, Sam, everything that you said is absolutely 100% true. I want people to think for them fucking selves.
I don't care to be accepted by a bunch of shitheads. I don't care to fucking make up with or make peace with fucking drama communities. It serves no benefit to be your friend. It doesn't. And I would never be your friend. Even if every one of y'all left me alone tomorrow. You would not catch me over there kissing your ass. Because I am not that kind of bullshit fucking lame. I know I'm a good person and I don't have to prove that to nobody. Just like you haters who say all those lies about people, including about me. You don't have to prove what you say.
Cecil, good people do not make fun of disabled people. Good people do not mock other people. Make fun of their looks, make fun of their disability, call them all kinds of names. Good people don't do that. As for accountability, Cecil, if I said something that was completely untrue and made false allegations towards you, you can be fucking damn sure that the people around me will call me out. Whether it's Order of Magnitude, Master Shredder, or the Charity Drive, they will call me out if I fucking make up shit on you. Which that's not, it's, the object of the exercise is to make you accountable for the things that you do. Not to make up shit to throw at you. That's what you're trying to make out. You're trying to make out that we are making all sorts of excuses to make you look bad. Cecil, we don't have to make up anything to make you look bad because you do it all yourself. And we will not take you accountable. We will not call you out on something that you haven't done or said. Because I guarantee you, whether it's myself or anybody else around me, if somebody says something that was completely false towards you, they would be called out. We're only interested in the truth here, Cecil. That is all.
Because you already got people believing the people that you're talking about is already a bad person. So nobody holds you accountable for what you say about them. They all just say, yep, you're right. He's a bad person. Yep, you're right. We should ruin his life. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what you should do to chomos. You should fucking ruin their whole life, break up their marriages, get their kids kicked out of their house, all that. It doesn't matter. There's no signs of fucking abuse on his child. His child's a straight A student. His wife seems happy. His kid seems content about loving her mom and dad. She has her own 3 rooms in direction to the bathroom with no interception. Like,
use of the bathroom without interceptions? I don't understand. Why would he say that? Unless he... I don't know what he means. Unless he meant something else. And Cecil.
Fucking, y'all want to rip a good kid who's doing good in school, who don't get yelled at, who don't get whooped, who has a lot of freedom as a kid.
I've got no doubts. But exposing that child to your YouTube activities is abuse. I'm exposed to your YouTube activities. I feel fucking abused. Cecil, a 13-year-old should not know about your situation. They should not have to listen to you whining and whinging on YouTube in the next room. They should not have to listen to you abusing other people over the internet in the vile names that you call them. That is abuse. You're supposed to protect them from that shit.
And a lot of peace and love in this household. There's a lot of love in this household. There's no fucking yelling, screaming, arguing. There's no drugs in this house. Regardless of what you dumbasses want to believe, there's no drug use in this house. There's no fucking abuse of any kind, and you want to rip this little girl out of the arms of her mom and dad. You guys are some sick, low-life pieces of shit people.
You fail to understand that your activity on YouTube and the creating your videos and the things that you talk about while your child is present is a cause for concern. Can you blame people for reporting you to Child Protective Services? Really? I think you understand perfectly well, and you're diverting again.
Just because you made yourself believe 90% of what you're saying about me on fucking YouTube, because you've been doing it obsessively for over 8 years.
Here we go with the 90% again.
Which shows real signs of compulsive, obsessive behavior.
Is that a fact, Dr. Zilov?
Shows real signs of fucking mental health issues.
You don't know any of these people, Cecil. So you can't make a diagnosis like that, and you're not qualified. So stop talking shit.
See, why y'all are hating on me? I'm not even debating you. I'm literally analyzing you.
Well, if you did actually debate, you might actually get somewhere. But you proved in the past that you can't debate. I remember years ago seeing you on a live stream, and you mocked and abused a woman that I know in the paranormal community on a live stream. And some of the things you've said were absolutely disgusting. So you can't actually debate without getting into a flipping frenzy of calling people names. Nobody seems to want to have you actually on the panel because you're completely unhinged and you're unpredictable and you're abusive.
I'm literally putting myself in your shoes and trying to understand. And the only thing I can come up with is crazy. That's all I can come up with. These people are fucking cuckoo.
Cecil, none of us have actually come on camera and said we've touched kids. But when Cecil says that he had touched kids, we're supposed to turn the blind eye on it. Cecil, that's not the way things work.
And any logical thinking people is going to know the same thing. You guys make more shit up in your head than is actual facts.
He's actually like a cult leader. He's a cult leader with no followers. The whole world is wrong, but I am the righteous one. Everything I say is righteous. Everything I say is true. Everything that everyone else says is wrong. Believe me, people. And no one's listening to them.
You guys want to believe I took advantage of some girls who were trying to touch me? No, I told on them.
You said we were all doing sexual shit with each other for years. Is that... Have I misgrasped the English language? The language that I've spoken with since I was very young. Mind you, I don't speak it very well. I trip over my words and stuff, which Cecil, the first time he mocked me, actually called me out on. He's called me out on my stammer. Cecil, he can't be living in the fucking real world here. He says things, and then he didn't say them. But we have evidence that he said them. And then he says, no, I told on those kids. Cecil, when you delete videos, the evidence doesn't go away. I don't know how crazy you think we are. I don't know what's going on inside your head. Inside Cecil's head, he's the one that is the sane one, and everybody else around him is the crazy ones. That is a crazy world to be living in.
My sister lied. She didn't see anything. She was mad at me at the time.
Cecil has a section in his live streams, and instead of taking on having a special guest on, he's got a section called "Let's Throw My Sister Rosie Under the Bus Time." That's what that is. Your sister Rosie, you phoned her live. She didn't know that she was live. But your sister says you hadn't done anything since then. That doesn't mean that you didn't do anything. That was something you did. That was the words that she said at the beginning. Don't be recording me. Because you know, she knows damn fucking rightly when you ask that question, you were recording her without her permission. Because you've got no respect for other people's privacy.
She was trying to cheat on her husband with my black friend. I caused him to yell at her. She got mad at me. She targeted me. She didn't target the guy that yelled at her. No, she liked him. She targeted me because she liked to bully us when we were kids. Because she was the big fat sister that liked to be mean to her little brothers. It's exactly what it was.
And here is Mr. I'm a good person and throwing his sister under the bus again and, you know, calling her, she was the fat sister that used to bully us and stuff. This is fucking insane. He's being live trying to make us all think that he's a fucking great person, and he's talking about his fat sister Rosa. You must be a fucking really good brother, where you could just throw your family members under the bus for your shit.
She got mad at me, and the worst thing she could think of saying about somebody is calling them a child molester to get them kicked out of the house. But she didn't want me there anymore because I was already gone when she said it anyway. She was that mad at me. Now as a grown man, I'm her favorite brother. Go figure. I watched her kids for years and years and years and years and years after that. Not only her little boys, but daughters too. Get over yourself, you fucking fucktard people. People get lied on all the time.
Yeah, we get lied on all the time. By you.
The reason why I brought up part of my story on that fake-ass video was because I knew that I was being lied on by my sister as a kid. She did not see me trying to touch some kids that I already told on for trying to touch me. And it wasn't going to go down like that, because that's exactly what was really occurring. Those kids were trying to touch me, and I snitched them out because I knew it was wrong. That's the facts. That's what really happened. There was no intercourse. There was no kissing. There was no touching. Nothing.
Well, Cecil, you've said it so many times, and I think you're telling the truth. So fuck you trolls. I'm supporting Cecil because he said it 100 times, and I believe Cecil now. Cecil, fuck off. Cecil, do you know when something doesn't work and you keep doing the same thing, looking for the same results. That is a sign of madness. Because no matter what way you put it, when you try to do the same thing over and over again, you're still going to get the same result. It's not going to fucking change. We're not in the Wizard of Oz here, where we can put on a pair of red slippers and tap them together and say, there's no place like home, there's no place like home, there's no place like home, and land at home. That was a film, Cecil. It doesn't work like that in the real world. Cecil, you're a fucking liar. And a really, really stupid one of that. You see, Cecil, when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Y'all can mold it how you want to, but I'm telling you the real truth. Not some shit I made up on a fake confession video that y'all keep fucking promoting everywhere.
There is no place like home. There is no place like home. There is no place like home. The video was edited. The video was edited. The video was edited. The video was edited. Fuck's sake.
I'm telling you the real truth right now. This morning at fucking 4 o'clock in the goddamn morning.
He's up at 4 o'clock in the morning lying his ass off again. That's the real situation. Welcome once again to Lie Street Paranormal. We lie on a daily basis, so stay tuned. Please subscribe, because we lie every single day. And don't forget to do the bell thing so you get all the notifications and shit like that.
You guys have wasted time. You've wasted hard drive space promoting this bullshit that is not true around me.
Please don't remind me about the amount of time I spent on you, Cecil, because that will make me very upset. But I don't think I'm wasting my time, because I think at some stage it will bear fruit, and not the fruit that you think, Cecil, about getting views and subs and all that shit. The fruit of the truth, that's what I hope to achieve from this.
You've wasted phone memory. You've wasted 8 years of your disgusting existence spreading this disgusting lie. You don't want to believe that you're spreading such a lie about an innocent person. Well, I got news for you. You are. Because you are denying me holding myself accountable from where I did go wrong. You are denying me to tell the actual truth. You are denying the actual truth because you're pushing a fake lie.
What a load of bullshit. Denying him a way of telling the truth. You could tell the truth at any fucking time. You spend hours and hours live streaming on YouTube. You could tell the truth at any time. But you just keep telling a lot of fucking lies. You even blame us for that, like. It's our fault that you're telling lies. Cecil, what the fuck is wrong with you? Hold on, let me play that little bit again.
You are denying me to tell the actual truth.
So you're just admitting to be a serial liar. Cecil, you keep saying that, oh, this is the truth. This is the God's honest truth. And now you come out with this? And it's our fault that you're telling lies? Fuck off. Cecil, you're a few sandwiches short of a picnic. No, I'll correct that. There is no sandwiches or drinks. You're just a picnic basket. That's all. Fuck's sake.
And that's the problem. That's why I don't care to debate you people. That's why I don't care to argue with you or defend myself on your channels.
Well, you have been trying to defend yourself for 7 years, and you've been making a balls of it. You've actually just been coming up with the same argument over and over again. So, Cecil, it would be in your best interest to come up with a defence. Not just say, oh, I don't care to defend myself. Cecil, you've got YouTube coming down on you like a ton of fucking bricks. And you don't care? You're up at 4 o'clock in the morning having a bitch fit. That doesn't look like I don't care to me. It looks like, I'm very angry that these people are calling me out and stuff for things that I said. And so I'm going to be angry and I'm going to spill that anger out on YouTube on a nightly basis for everybody to laugh at.
90% of y'all only have 200 subscribers anyways. So you already have an agenda. You're seeing other people say this shit, so you want to say it now to get your channel up.
Cecil, let me tell you a little bit about YouTube. Us covering you would get us demonetized. Us covering you will get us shadow banned. And that's actually what's happened to your channel. Because YouTube is not putting out your videos. You know why? For all the foul language you come out with and the topics you talk about. YouTube does not promote that. Somebody with a half-decent channel and starts covering you to get views, it won't work actually. You'll get the views, you'll get some subscribers and that, but you will actually damage your channel. And that's why I have a channel just dedicated for this kind of crap. It's like my off-road channel where I wade through all your bullshit because I'm not putting this on my main channel. There's no fucking way. You know? You're saying, oh, I'm going to grow and stuff. Your subscribers have fucking jumped in the last number of months. And it's not because you got more fans and all that kind of stuff. It's because more and more people are aware of your bullshit and they want to be subscribed and turn on post notifications so they know when you're going to have a rant. So they can listen to it and have a good laugh. That's what's happening on your channel. Another thing, this is a new channel. And I actually was covering you on another channel that I got locked out of, so I had to fucking start again. And I'm virtually new covering you again. So I only have about 10 or 12 videos. Within that short space of time, I have 50 subscribers. So thank you to the 50 subscribers out there. But that's not the important part here. Over 1,000 people have seen my videos. Try putting 1,000 people into a room. That's a lot of people. Even with a small channel. So more and more people are being aware of you. That's what's happening. And that is the main goal, for people to be aware of your bullshit. It's got nothing to do with success on YouTube. So stop talking shite.
Cloud chasers. And anybody can see it. I don't even have to say it. Everything I say is based off of what's really going on. Everything they say is based off of some shit made up in their head with no paperwork to back it.
Oh, speaking of paperwork, do you know when you said on a video, on a live stream, from this day forward, I give Queen Chasey and Michael Dunn full access and full copyright to my videos. They own you now. Cecil, You don't even respect your own supporters. I know you've fallen out with Michael Dunn. And that in itself wasn't exposed because Michael Dunn says take down a certain video. And you said no. And you say, he says that he has the right to your videos. And you went on live stream whinging and bitching. Michael Dunn does not have the rights to my videos because he's fallen out with us now. And no, he's not having the rights to my videos. That means you're full of shit. Because in order to have the rights to a person's video, you would have to have paperwork to back it up and signed by all parties. You don't have that. You just have some bullshit fucking video, which could be a subject of truth or fiction or comedy or entertainment. It doesn't hold up and it doesn't hold water at all. So, but you made out to Queen Tasty and Michael Dunn at the time that they have the right to your videos, so they can go and strike everybody's channels. Because you can't, because you got yourself in trouble too many times for trying to strike other people. So you decided you would throw Queen Tasty and Michael Dunn under the bus and get their channels in trouble to save your own. That's the type of person you are. A complete and utter scumbag. You give Queen Tasty and Michael Dunn the false impression that they had the power in their hands. You were hyping them up by making this video saying that they have full rights to all of your content. And you were firing them up. You've got the power in your hands. And encouraging them to strike videos that portray you in a negative light. What would happen there is they don't understand the full extent and the full ins and outs of fucking YouTube. They don't know anything about fair use and copyright and all that kind of thing. They know nothing about it. They know nothing about it. You encourage them to go out and on a striking spree, knowing full well that if they got in trouble, your ass would be saved. So you use them as a sacrificial lamb. And Queen Tasty doesn't seem to understand that. And she still stands behind you today. Queen Tasty, you need to open your eyes, because this guy is playing you for a fool. Another thing about Cecil is he will be your friend as long as it benefits him. But he doesn't give a shit about you. So keep that in mind.
You can either follow social media and live in a fucking fairy tale land where people go to escape reality, or you can try to be logical and actually look at what's really going on here. Man, you got dads that fucking cuss like sailors around their kid, smoke like chimneys all through their house, and they don't care about any kid that's there. People who drink and yell at their kids every day when they come home from school, and fucking smoke pot around their kids, driving them around town.
Boy, did that subject change very quickly. Right, he's saying these people smoke pot in their car and their kids in the car and all this kind of shit. That's another diversion. Other people do shitty things. So why are people calling me out? That's basically what that is. But as far as logic is concerned, we have logical people here that can see through your bullshit. That's why we're here. But you've got Cecil logic, which is a completely different thing. It's miles apart. There actually is no relation between real logic and Cecil logic. It's like two different countries speaking two different languages.
And nobody's calling none of those parents bad. But because I smoke in my isolated room with the fan blowing it out the window, I'm a bad dad. And because you might hear me say a cuss word when you know I got my kid in the car, then you talk around your kid like that. You can paint me as a bad person all you want. It doesn't make it a fact.
Yeah, I curse in front of my kids, but as regards to me talking about sexual things with children and stuff like that, we're going to skimp over that. I'm not going to talk about that. So, yeah, I'm just going to divert their attention to, this milder thing about saying swear words in front of my child. And that's what that is. I'm not stupid.
When the truth is, the reason why I have lightened up about not caring about cursing around my daughter is, for one, she's growing up. Two, she cusses more than I do now. But since she's a straight A student, I let her get away with it. Now, only thing I could do is try to give her advice. Hey, daughter, you shouldn't cuss around your parents at least. You should respect your parents enough to not want to cuss around them.
With Cecils' live streams, when he talks about something, he goes on to another subject and he swaps and changes very, very subtly. Every so often, when he starts coming towards the end of his live stream, he covers other things that he's already covered. So I'm not going to talk any more about that because that was a diversion. Yes, swearing in front of children is not very good, but Cecil is bringing up the cursing thing because it's a lot less bad than talking about sexual stuff in front of children regarding CP. That's what that is all about. So I'm going to try and go on to some other subject here.
And as long as she does good in school and she's not making stupid, illegal mistakes, she's allowed to have a boyfriend. Because I know she's not sexually active. And I know she's not. Me and Hetty is her best friend. She tells us everything.
A straight invasion of the child's privacy. Cecil, you're not too bright, are you? Why would you say these things to everybody on fucking YouTube? Your daughter is not having a private life, and it's your fucking fault. This fucking maddens the fuck out of me. And you get angry with us? Cecil, wake the fuck up. Stop invading your child's privacy and putting it out on fucking line. Fucking that maddens the fuck out of me, that.
She tells us when she's hurt. You know, when someone hurts her feelings or a friend breaks up with her or something. Like, we're good parents. As long as I've met the boy, and as long as the boy has good intentions, and he gets good grades. This boy that my daughter is dating now, she's only dated him for a couple days. He doesn't like sex. He doesn't like kissing and stuff. He thinks it's icky and nasty. That's a good boy right there. He just wants to be in a rock band, dude.
Let's tell the world the child's sexual history for the world to see. Cecil, I'm fucking lost for words here. Telling everybody that this child is not sexually active and shit like that. I am wondering how you found that one out, like. The other part of it is you shared it all on fucking YouTube. Cecil, you do not have any breaks, do you? You don't have a fucking filter. Once you go online, you're fucking dangerous. You need the internet restricted from you. Hetty should take the internet off you because the biggest child in that household is you. What the fuck were you thinking? Fuck's sake. Another thing. I can't understand how Cecil always seems to, when it's talking about children, the subject of sex comes into it every fucking time. Cecil, if you're metal detecting in the playground of my neighbourhood, you would be questioned by police because I would call them straight away. But they would have to wait to question you because you'd be over in the hospital getting that metal detector removed from your fucking rectum. I fucking assure you. Okay, deep breaths. Let's calm down. Sorry about that, folks. I got carried away.
You know, so's my daughter. You never know, they might wind up in a rock band together. He looks like just like me when I was a little boy. He's not the same boy that she was with before. Okay? She's with someone that she actually likes. Actually likes. She was kind of forced into the last little harmless little boyfriend that she had last time. But this guy, she actually likes him.
Cecil, stop. It's none of our business. It's none of anybody's business except their own and yours. It's not for you to spread all over the fucking internet. Shut your mouth, please, for fuck's sake.
I met him, took him skating. I'm going to take him to the gun range.
You gonna take him where? Say that again?
I'm going to take him to the gun range.
No. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. 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 Hell no. 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 I refuse. No. No.
Possibly. I don't know yet. Haven't decided.
And after that, I might take him bungee jumping and parachuting. Cecil, what the fuck is wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Fuck's sake. Cecil, you've been around guns for about a year, which isn't a long time. So basically you're a beginner with guns. Taking responsibility for a kid on the gun range is a fucking stupid idea. Get that out of your head. Please. For the love of God. And all that's holy. Here's another thing. Are you going to get permission from the parents, or are you going to do what you done with the last kid? You had the last kid on camera without the parents' permission. I think that's important, Cecil. Some families don't like guns and don't like their kid around guns. Cecil, talk to the parents. Better still, put that idea completely out of your fucking head, please. I've seen the measurements on the trigger pull on a Sky CPX2, and it's 8 pounds 7 ounces, according to the measurements that I've seen. Could you imagine a kid trying to pull a 8 pound 7 ounce trigger and trying to keep the gun straight? Its accuracy is terrible as well. Do you know how you can become accurate with a Sky pistol? Take the magazine out and hold it like a boomerang and then throw it at the target. That's how you make one accurate. Cecil, get this idea out of your fucking head. Because on the range you're responsible for yourself and your own safety, and that's fucking very important. Taking responsibility for a child on a gun range is a whole different kettle of fish. Please don't do it. For God's sake. You have some crazy fucking ideas. You really do. Right, you're going to say that I'm shitting on you, but I'm going to give you a suggestion in a second, so fucking listen up, right? Right, you've been on the gun, you've been a gun owner for 12 months. It's not a long time. I don't know how much range time you've done. You need to get that range time up. But you are not a firearms trainer. You take the responsibility of somebody else's 13-year-old kid. Now, as much as I'd love that, you know, if I was in your situation and you want somebody to share the hobby with, and that, taking responsibility for somebody else's 13-year-old kid, it's too much. I wouldn't do it. Now, there is a suggestion though, you know, but you'd still have to be fucking very careful. Now, a lot of people that have, you know, real firearms and that, along with their range time, you know, in the height of winter and that, and it's too snowy to go out or whatever, some firearms owner actually use airsoft at home. And you can get some good airsoft with good blowback and stuff like that. You know, these gas blowbacks and stuff. I use electric because I just couldn't, you know, it's extra expense getting the gas cylinders and stuff. I might at some stage get a gas refill one where you just, you fill it up like a lighter, basically. But some of these have real blowback action and stuff, you know? And it is actually very good for practicing your targets and stuff like that. And you can do it at home, but make sure you don't do it near the cat or the dog or whatever. That could be something, a stepping stone to the firearm itself. But again, you would have to still use gun safety, which I do. I'm an airsoft targeter, and I have to use gun safety because if a gun goes off and goes into my eye is gone, you know. But to take a kid, a 13-year-old, to a gun range that's not your own, not a good idea. And I know Cecil, he might have this idea of bringing the kid to a gun range without the parents' permission. Definitely a big fucking no-no. You know, it's a liability. It really is. I wouldn't take that responsibility. I just wouldn't. So Cecil, please don't. You know, play airsoft in the house or fucking Nerfs or something like that. Build it up to that, but Jesus Christ, no, don't.
But he's already talked about wanting to improve his grades because he knows he has to get good grades to even hang out with my daughter. You see, I'm a good parent. I interact with my daughter and the people she's associated with. I'm not going to sit there and tell my daughter she can't have a boyfriend, a harmless little boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, when I know how I would be if I had custody of my son. I know I wouldn't care if he dated girls. I would probably be a hell of a lot more lenient on my son than I would be on my daughter. Of course.
This conversation should not be happening, and it's very uncomfortable because this is all one stream. There was a small video at the beginning with the card thing, and then we went into this whole stream and that, and we have got down to parenting and teenage sex. When the whole video was about essay and child stuff. This is not, it's... Cecil, this makes it look even worse. And you're now talking about, you know, family, teenage, you know, sex and stuff. This is not the stream to do it, because you've already talked about these other things, and to bring this into it, it's just, it's wrong. It's wrong on so many fucking levels. Fucking hell, Cecil. And you shouldn't even be talking about your child's sex life on a YouTube channel. It's an invasion of fucking privacy, Cecil. This is why we get fucking flustered with you. It's fucking terrible, like. Cecil, fuck's sake. Wake up at some point and please just don't do the things you're doing. Please, fuck's sake.
You gotta be hard on your daughters when it comes to boyfriends. That's what natural good fathers do. You protect your fucking kids. But y'all are not gonna make up this fairy tale about me just because you already got your mind made up.
Right, I'm going to finish this one up because it's gone on too long. It's 3.5 hours plus. And I've other things to do in my life. But I need a break from Cecil. Fuck's sake. But it's fucking weird that Cecil is not aware of what he says online affects him and his whole family. It's strange, do you know? And it's not only just people shitting on him. There's people that are critiques of Cecil that try to give him good advice, you know. And sometimes I still try to do that because if you can try and make a situation better, it's a good thing to do, but it's all been on deaf ears. Order of magnitude is often, went into detail about giving advice. Mrs. Maggs, Shredder, myself, we've all we've all criticised Cecil in so many fucking ways, but we've also tried to reach out and try to make the situation better. But it's always been on deaf ears because, in Cecil's eyes, we're just trolls. We're not trolls. We're very concerned people with the situation at hand, the way it is. And it's actually just getting sort of worse. Where Cecil doesn't seem to... He's been on YouTube so much. He's on a couple of times a day, where it's just second nature to him, where he feels like he could just offload his thoughts, And when you have live, it's like live television in your hand. You've got a lot of responsibility around that, and most of us have learned, that where the boundaries are of what to talk about. Yes, talk about stuff, but still protect your private life and stuff like that. Cecil has put everything out there, and once you put everything out there, it's very hard to reverse from that. And the other side of Cecil too is he doesn't listen to any advice he's given because he's right all the time. There's a lot of issues around that. So I don't know. But I'm going to finish now because I need a break from this. This is a very, very long video. So you may need to look at it in bits and stuff. But I'm saying this at the end. I should have said it at the beginning. But folks, I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching and listening if you got this far, because I know it's extremely long. Bye-bye.